What is going on, everybody? Welcome to 3-Star Draw. I am down south 77,
I am Crusty Old Crow.
somewhere on the streets of Georgia, rushing home to get to his house is Aaron the Toyenhancer, and we are the Backyard Battlefield. I see we have a slight bit of a delay. One of these days, we're going to nail that.
Yeah. Let's just have to be in the same room again, bro.
Yeah, right. So Aaron is running a few minutes late. He texted me. I think he got tied up with work, but he is on the way home and he is going to be here pretty shortly. So we got a variation of things we're going to go over tonight, most of which you guys have probably heard for about the last 4 or 5 days straight. So we're going to give our take on it. Crow, what have you been up to? What you got going on right now? And then we'll say hi to the chat after that.
Well, I mean, Operation Move My Ass to Another House is ongoing. Let's see. Just taking my time doing that. No stress, no mess. Things like that. But the figures are starting to come in, slow but steady. So I got a Jinx review done the other day because we got Jinx. I did order Serpentor because I felt now was the time for Serpentor. And a certain tank showed up today. I think you know about it because you helped coordinate it. Yeah, we have a HasLab his tank review uploading as we speak. Thank you very much for your big help on that. Down South 77. I can't thank you enough.
You are welcome, buddy. I'm glad that worked out where we was able to get that thing in your hands, and I am sorry that I did not send you any patches with it.
Oh, darn. Well, you know, the patches were just something that was going to be buried in my other regalia, but what are you going to do?
We could get you like a Napoleon. A Napoleon outfit, and you could sew them on there somewhere where the fruit salad goes.
That's right. I look forward to being the grandfather that's gone senile. Not that I'm buying the Rattler. I don't think I am, but I do want the patches so I can tell my kid of the Great Rattler War I was a part of at some point.
The great, if you don't buy it, we could call it the Great Rattler Resistance.
Yeah. Oh, I remember it well.
I remember it was 2024 and we got a bullshit tier. So yeah, I'm glad
president. I liked him.
I liked him, damn it. So yeah, so I'm glad that thing showed up and got there unharmed and got there rather quickly. I will let you talk about it either now or whatever you're doing on your video. I'm sure you probably mentioned it, so we'll tell that story at some point if you haven't told it already. So just glad we was able to get that thing in your hands. So
yeah, we have so much else to talk about tonight, Derek, down south. And I mean, like, you know, I've been thanking you since the day it happened because I just couldn't believe I was finally getting a HasLab. To me, that was unobtainable. But no, it's all in my video, the how, the what, the where, the when, the why. So we can just leave it at that video. We can talk about that next Cobra Rattler one. I don't know if the guys heard about this. Did you hear? A Rattler is apparently going to be the HasLab. I just got that fresh drop just now.
I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it in 2026.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and holler at the chat and see who all's here. Triple C was first in the chat as usual. Same time Toys is here. What is going on, Shane? And happy early birthday. I understand you got a birthday coming up. When is it? But happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, buddy.
Got this guy right here tuning in, a punk with toys. Why do people make me wait for them to start? That can be a chapter in your memoir.
Listen.
That's how we should have started. Listen. Legend Series is in the house, and I guess we have Probably got some lurkers. There's Jay Astro and Son of a Crayon Slayer in the house. DJ 5 Ash in the house. There is Wraith Mace. And that is all I see right now. So we might have some lurkers. So it is up to you guys too. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. I always forget to say that. So yeah. So it's still possible.
I'm so proud of you right now. I always forget to say that to like 5 seconds before we're signing up. Oh, by the way, hit the like button. Duh.
I do it in like every video. It's like there at the end, and I'm trying to finish the video, and like, oh yeah, hit the like. I'd appreciate it. And what does Punk say when he does this? Yeah, I do still hope it's a more. I'm still holding out hope. Todd C's there. What's up, Toddy C? So we let's see what can we talk about a little bit while we wait on AA Ron to get here. So you said you got you went and got some other figures too.
Well, yeah. So funny little story here. While I was recording the His Tank review and I managed to rip through that got my focus for the afternoon. I had to run out because GameStop called me and said you had some figures to pick up. I was like, finally, right? I managed to pick up 2 of the wave. The third one was Jinx, which I just got fed up and ordered myself. And you've seen I've done that. So I got Naga Hide and Night Thrasher. I got Naga Hide and Night Thrasher today. So I'll be getting those opened up and having a look at those. But I then became a witness to a drunk driving car accident, like I was telling you, where the driver told me when I went to go check on him that he was impaired. It was awesome. It wasted the entire evening while we wait for police.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, you okay? Yeah, just really hammered. Okay, stay here. Thanks very much.
I encountered a scene like that many years ago on my way home from the bar and encountered a wreck that I was first on the scene for, of a chick that just left the same bar in very bad shape, should not have been on the road. And I went trying to help her, make sure she's okay. And first thing she was like, you can't call the cops. And like, it's nothing but red. Like, she's like, you don't call the cops, please. She done knocked down a power pole. Like the lines were hanging over like 10 feet, or like 6 feet over the street. Please don't call the cops. I'm like, baby, I'm sorry, ain't nothing I can do this one. And man, that was clinching right there, because as I said, I just left the same place, although I was okay, but you know how it goes, I guess. So that and funny thing, while I was standing there talking to this chick, trying to make sure she was okay, here comes a car down the hill and around the curb and hits the power lines that were hanging low. They glance off the windshield, and it was my best friend leaving the same place. I'm like, man, this is all I need. Like, this is compound. This is how
like
you do that.
Keystone Cops, right? Just the one catalyst into the next.
Dude, it was Keystone Cops. And I'm sitting there, and of course I'm in the back of the car talking to the officer, telling her what I saw, and she looks up in the rearview mirror and goes, well, I hope you weren't leaving there too. And I just kind of I'm already sitting in the back. So I guess I was.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I guess I was fine enough. So yeah, you got to take your time, right, and sit there and give a statement and all that.
Yeah, I was just mad because I was like, man, I hardly ever take this road home. It's Hazeldean. It's a busier road. And I was like, then I was mad because I was like, motherfucker, it's like 4:00 in the afternoon and you're drunk and wow, what a life you have. But anyways, enough.
Yeah, man, that's shit for people who are retired that can do that if they want to.
Yeah, no kidding.
Grievance
nonetheless,
is
what a waste
here.
of an
Yeah,
Dude's Turk Murph, I see.
Yep.
Turk Murphy's Toy Solutions.
Grievance, Matthew Matson, what's up? And Turk, you changed your name again. He's making the most out of that, being able to change it every couple weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's all right, though.
I will pass on a piece of advice that was given to me by somebody, and I'm just gonna credit them where credit's due. Punk made a good point, man. Why don't you just work and see where your name shows up in a search for one, right? Like if Turkish Murphy, it might be impactful enough, just the name. Not a lot of Turk out there, but if you gobble it up with a lot of titles and extra names, it might be harder to find. I don't know. I would ask Punk about name changes. He seems to know something about that stuff.
Yeah, he's the king of letting you know if you got too many names. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up to Shark Eyes just showed up in here. Dreadnought K6 as well. What's happening, fellas? No, not here, but send me a link. Daredevil Dave, what's happening, brother?
What's going on, Dave?
Punk says, sometimes I have some good ideas. I consolidated everything. I think it's a little easier to find now, but yeah, Turk, man. I think as long as you got the Turk in there and you're in this sphere, like people are going to find you. So yeah, do what works for you, man. So no.
I keep thinking to what was the movie? Was it Snatch? Just like something to the effect of Turkish, sweet enough.
Turkish. That's what I was trying to think of was Snatch. Vinnie Jones was that was Jason Statham.
Statham
was
Jason
Turkish.
Statham.
Yeah. Vinnie Jones was Bullet Tooth. No, yeah, trying to remember.
Yeah, I get him confused.
Bullet Tooth Tony.
He was in another Guy Ritchie type, like one move like that too. Yeah,
yeah.
There's a few of them.
He's
merged together in my head.
Yeah, he's kind of like Tarantino's got his certain group of people he likes, and that's Richie does too, and that he's one of them. Yeah, you talk about Naugahyde. So, did anybody get lucky with that $24.99 Walmart price screw up on Naugahyde? Because I did. The day that he dropped, Walmart accidentally put him up for $24.99 instead of $44.99 or whatever. And I don't know. They called it like the next day, I think, but word of it spread kind of like, when Punk and Jeremy Kimberlin, Baldy, there were a lot of people that were spreading the word about when the first 40th anniversary figures went up and they were priced cheaper. It's kind of the same thing with Naugahyde at Walmart. And so I jumped on there, and Jeremy Kimberlin posted it and was like, here it is, wrong price if anybody wants to gamble. Well, I gambled, and last time I looked, mine was processing for $24.97. So it looks like they're going to honor it.
What a great time to be paying attention, eh?
Yeah, I mean, that's just the community and the people that are in the community, like trying to help everybody out and give people a heads up, because I probably wouldn't have seen that because I wasn't going to pre-order him. That was why I went ahead and pre-ordered Naugahyde. I don't have him yet. So
I'm really glad you brought that up, because it's true. I have actually gotten a lot of emails from guys like Bobby Wold, from Shane, from Triple C, and Woody 222, often giving me the heads up of where I can find things or what's going on a Hasbro thing that I might be interested in. This community does a lot of back scratching, man. A lot of back scratching.
Yeah, there really is. I mean, there's a lot of back stabbing too, but I think there's more scratching than stabbing. So, Legend says I'm still looking for the fucking green lion. If I see that green lion anywhere, I'm going to buy it just because that's the hardest one to find. So I have been seeing the black lion in a lot of Targets lately, but hardly any of them have the other lines.
I will make a note that the green line is the one we're looking at, but I often get confused as to which scale of Ultron or what we're talking about half the time, because what we see in Canada is not mine, right? So it's like, is this the knockoff or is this the real?
This is Voltram.
Voltran. Bullshit. This is the Black Lion repainted every other color.
Man, that Voltron would be huge if they were all the size of the Black Lion. Let's see. Lunchbox Killer come in. What is up, Lunchbox Killer? Yeah, Jeremy's a pretty good dude. I like Jeremy. Mython the Python, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. I'm still digging his custom figure that he's got. Mython's got that cool custom. I got to get one of those. I had my head scan done and the file got corrupted, so I never did get my down south 77.
I'd love to try it one day. But, I mean, I don't know if you're like me, but I don't know if I really want them to get all that ultra realistic with my face. If I got it scanned, I'd be like, can you smooth that fucker out?
Yeah, I told him because the guy that was doing the scan was there doing the scan, and then his partner, I guess, in the business was the guy that did all the painting. So one guy did the scanning and the resin printing, and the other guy did the custom painting, and his paint work was really good. But I told that guy, I'm like, all right, when you do mine, like, put the gray in the right places, make me look distinguished, but you know, make me look distinguished but dangerous, like Sean Connery, James Bond.
Yeah.
I saw. Where was I wanted to highlight that real quick. No, this was the first time Grievance. When it first went up for pre-order on Walmart, the very first day when it dropped in whatever March, April, whenever it was, Walmart themselves actually listed it for $24.97. Recently, there is a third-party seller that is a Chinese seller that had listed it again for either 24 or 22. That one is the one people are saying that it was not legit. I don't know. I've just what I've read. But the first time when it first dropped, that one was legit. That's actually Walmart that's fulfilling and selling that. Woody Triple Deuce, the figure addict in the house. What is going on, brother? Woody, is it your birthday too? Shane says, Woody, happy birthday. Is it your birthday too? Let us know.
Jesus, I read it down. Well, happy birthday, everybody.
My sister's birthday is today.
Now sing. You don't want that, Woody. You don't want people singing here. Trust me. Trust me.
Oh, we can do it. It won't be the first time. It probably wouldn't be the last.
We need Aaron before we can do that.
Yeah, we'll when Aaron gets here. Well, screw the lag. They're used to it. And, you know, Aaron will be lagging too whenever he gets here.
Oh, I guarantee you, whatever lag you and I have, his is going to be like 1,000 times worse, right?
Yeah, maybe it'll be a good day for his internet. It was pretty good last night when I was watching him last night. What's up, Eric? How you doing, buddy? So I hopefully have Naugahyde coming from Walmart. I'll check it here in a little while and see if it's shipped yet. But I guess that's all the Joe stuff that I've got coming until they ship the Stinger in about 2 weeks, because you know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I wouldn't complain one bit if that were to happen right now. I'd be like, great, right? But I can't predict anything out of who I get my pre-orders with, so I've got to change my system. GameStop has really dropped the ball, right? Completely unpredictable. But,
really, because here they're picking it up.
Yeah, that's what we had heard. And then I was like, okay, cool. So I can expect great things from mine. And now every staff member that works at GameStop here in Ottawa is like going, I don't have answers for you, but here's some figures today. Take them. Go. Please stop bothering us.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you think about Night Creeper. I can't wait to see your tactical perspective on Night Creeper because that's an interesting figure. He's kind of love him or hate him,
He is.
and so
He's got a
I
Mossad feel to him, right? Like
yeah
Israeli almost kind of feel to him.
yeah
So
I think I like him because he doesn't look like a ninja. That may be why I
yeah,
actually like him.
he's got a Middle Eastern thing to him. And then and Damakism is a guy that I talk to a lot on my channel. And he was surprised when I didn't like the Techno Vipers colors, but I wasn't a big fan of purple silver. He's like, I
Yeah,
can't wait to see what you're going to think of the Night Creeper. And I'm like, well, this is a bit different, but I see his point. I mean, it is kind of purple, silver.
yeah. I like the camo pattern. I mean I had the original. It's pretty spot on, but I'm not I'm not crazy about the adult toy swords, but they are pretty accurate. So I mean for him, Mython got a
Yeah,
bunch of toys.
actually, now that you mention it, I'm gonna hold that up so people can understand what we mean by an adult toy sword. Now, if this were like some sort of medieval sacrificial dagger design, like I initially thought it would, the sword would be wavy like this, right?
Yeah,
Like Tomax Damon's knives, right? But
yeah,
that's not wavy at all. That's anal bead shapes. That's
yeah.
freaking that's a snowman sword.
I
Not
almost
wavy.
wish it was one of those swords that the hilt curved up on each side. Where know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Lunchbox Killer 805. What's happening, brother?
I
So
can't unsee. No, he can never hold that sword again. The other one makes sense. It's the one with all the little clips to snag everybody else's swords, like the
yeah.
little angle. Like they are
Yep.
funky swords, though, I will say.
Yeah, they are. I got a couple of those guys because I mean they're the troop builder dudes. I get two of, so I got them, holding different adult toys on my shelf. Actually, I think I got the crossbow in one of them's
Yeah,
hand.
the crossbow seems
So
like a good deal. I tried to get an
I
extra one today, but they didn't get enough to get even the pre-orders in. Like getting an extra Night Creeper might be an issue out here.
yeah, they went fast, but I think as far as I know, GameStop did have them back in stock here, and I want to say they were back in stock on Pulse last time I looked. I
Yeah,
don't know. You never know what Pulse with Pulse, and you never know what's a lie and what's reality. It's like freaking Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. He is sold out on Pulse right now, so
you just know
uh
you can get Tiger Force Dusty for $13. That's all.
yeah. That Tiger Force Dusty, man. I gotta say though, he looks better in person. Mython
It
says
is.
hadn't found a paw yet. Found the Tiger Force 2-pack at Roadblock and Tripwire today. I saw them the other day when I got lucky and got that paw. They had them. I did not buy them yet. I want Roadblock. That is definitely a pack that is going to be on sale in about 6 weeks, if not before. That Tiger Force 2-pack.
I have a down payment on mine from through GameStop, so I'm just waiting for this thing to show up. That's what I thought I was picking up today was the Tiger Force 2-pack, but nope. Don't know when that's coming.
After seeing it though and seeing it in person, Tripwire doesn't look as bad as he looks initially, and Roadblock looks better. Just other than that yellow ass banana helmet, but I want the set for Roadblock because he's got the 50 cal and he's got the proper backpack. So that's why I'm trying to hold out and play clearance chicken on that set. But I may, who knows? I may pick it up. I may get bored of not having any new Joes and go ahead and
And
pull
there
the
you go.
trigger on it.
I see it as a great second swing at, if you didn't like the first iteration of Tripwire because you felt for some reason he was bland in some way, maybe this will appeal to you because I think the Tripwire kit is a good kit. And the roadblock, this is the roadblock that was the elusive heavy artillery roadblock, like the right roadblock by everybody's standard. So it's nice to see that come back, even if it is for a subline. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with it.
Lunchbox Killer, keep checking, and if you can, keep checking the stores, because the online shit is not exactly accurate. You can, if you've ever searched for it on the app, if you go to their app and you tap in the search bar, it will pull up the most recent stuff you searched, and you can tap on it that way. It doesn't work that way on the PC or the whatever, Chrome or whatever, but the app, you can do that and it'll pull up the stuff you've previously searched. But that inventory is not always accurate, but they are showing up. They're starting to get some stock in. Now, will it be as short run as the ferret? I really thought there would be some more ferrets showing up. I can't believe that there's not another run of ferrets showing up.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's just driving that market for that driver right now, right? That female elusive gray driver, that secondary market for that thing is gonna. Yeah, it's just I don't understand why there's even a holdup with the ferret. It should be raining ferrets and tiger paws right now. Like, that is not a very expensive toy. Yeah.
There's no way it should be. Neither one of these should be as expensive on the secondary market. It's just, man, they create that demand, and they tell us that they're going to do less production this year on the stuff, and it looks like it, then it doesn't look like it. You can't trust anybody's stock. You can't trust anybody that who's shipping what when. The damn release dates are a moving target. It seems like everything is being produced except for the vehicles. It seems like I'm interested to see what happens with the Stinger, since everywhere is going to sell it and you can still order it online at half a dozen places right now, other than Pulse. It might be back up to Pulse.
Yeah, so I can see a buildup happening here where when they say they want to slow down their production, what I see them doing is a wider range of different types of characters. Like, you've got guys like the eels, which are very narrow bucks, and you've got thick bucks and snow troopers and mole rats and the airtight buck and all this. You're going to have a whole bunch of lots of parts, lots of leg options, lots of arm options, lots of chest options, to the point where really all Hasbro will need to do soon is just head options, and they can produce a lot more vehicles, because really, after a while, they're just going to be slapping all these pieces together to keep those figures going. They're not going to have to do a lot of new bucks, right? So I can see where the production will slow down in that way. But as for the rest of it, I don't know.
I gotta say, I mean, I'm having the paw and having wreckage, man. I am impressed with this figure. He is a really good figure. My concern was they weren't going to fix the issues that the Firefly figure that Buck had with the torso. And I don't think I've seen anybody that's got one that's kind of loose like Firefly was. He's a good figure, man. He's worth picking up if you can find him, but I still think I would wait before I rushed out and paid a bunch of money on eBay or wherever for it. I think I would probably wait and give it a couple weeks, because they're trickling in. I mean, they are. I mean, I have found more than one. So they're showing up.
Well, I mean, I'm still waiting on mine to show up, and I kind of felt like it was probably a good fig in my opinion, but I need to see it in my hand. And if they fix the Firefly, it should great. I love the point Woody just made, because I was just thinking of those pardon me not for saying stupid, but these Twilight troops there, this new Crimson Guard. I'm sorry, man, but every time I see the Crimson Guard head show up on a new body that isn't red, I feel like the Crimson Guard loses its relevance. I really feel that way. So seeing this Twilight Guard buck come out as a part of an ad hoc Kit Bash 2 part, I'm just kind of like, here we go. That's how I felt when I saw it as a Python Patrol. A Crimson Guard Python Patrol made no sense to me as a color palette.
Right? They should have changed it, and they should have called it Python Guard, not Python Crimson Guard. They should have just made it Python Guard. I love the Python Crimson Guard figure. I do. I wasn't sure about it till I saw it. I do love it, and I like the Kit Bash ass Twilight Guard. If they're gonna Kit Bash stuff, give us some new figures. I do like it, and they're not calling it Crimson; they are calling it Twilight, and he's purple and gold and silver and all kind of shit.
I like the concept of the Twilight Guard. I like everything except seeing that helmet there. It's that helmet.
Yeah.
To me, that helmet is the Crimson Guard helmet. Every Fred is wearing it right now. If everybody else is wearing it, I feel just that line is being blurred, and it shouldn't have been. Right, that's all it is. I'm open to new troop builds always, right? But
yeah, I mean it's I don't know. When I first saw it, I was like, man, I was like, what is this? And the more I looked into it and whatever, and heard them talk about it, I'm like, well, I kind of like this. It's kind of a, it's kind of like all the damn different versions of the stormtroopers and shit that they are. They're all kind of the same thing, but different. I think the kicker with that is most people are sick of the Steel Brigade. I think a lot of people
just about to move on to that one because that one is a nonsensical color palette that I don't understand the decision they made with this one. Why is an M60 machine gun got the color blue and like, you know what I mean? Like it's a piecemeal kit again, and it makes no sense. I'm trying to look at what you're putting there. Yeah.
Yeah, and get
that
these
looks
guys.
like Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren getting in a knife fight.
Which one?
But yeah, the gold skill. Sure.
I don't know. I like him. I mean, it's whatever, I've got my feelings on the Kit Bash stuff, I rag on it, but most of the time I do wind up kind of liking it. I'm going to remove this real quick because I'm going to log out.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
No, I'll end up buying this, but I just don't understand some of the color palettes for the steel because it's like, okay, well, hang on a second. Why are you coloring the weapons that way? Like that's a little bit too cartoony to me for what they were saying with the modernized line. But the uniform, the helmets, all the other things, do what you want. But the guns, I just was like, I don't know. That does look good, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like I don't know, he looks like an evil superhero or something. I don't know. I like the color palette because it looks like they've got a twinge of the Techno Viper color, and they said there's some gold sprinkled in there. I know people aren't crazy about the purple weapons, but I kind of dig it. It fits. I mean, it fits in with it. Then there's this dude, the Crimson or the Steel Corps Commander. I like the Steel Corps troopers, honestly. I've got 2 sets of them. I do like them. I think they're neat. I never had that figure when I was a kid. Like I never had a Steel Corps trooper, a Create a Joe, whatever. I never did have that figure. So I kind of dig them, and I like that they made a female version.
Yeah, I think the issue is the very first image I saw of the Steel Corps, he had Rock and Roll or Tunnel Rat's gun, and the tripod was like blue or something like this. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. Like, I don't understand the color guns. The more I see the character, the less issue I have with the actual figure. It looks fine. It's just that weapons to me are just one of these things that I think have to be plain to be good. It's just a personal opinion, but when I see wacky colors, I'm like, man, I don't get the wacky color. But the more I look at the Twilight Guard. I'm fine with it. It's just that helmet. I'm just like, I wish that was exclusive.
So
There, that's yeah.
Does the M60 thing has a purple bipod? That got by me. No, that's dumb.
Yeah, and that's the very first thing I saw. I was like, what is this? It looks like a McDonald's toy gun.
Yeah, it really does. I tell you what, Shooting the Galaxy really does make these things. He sells it. He really does sell these things. So, yeah, that's Jay Astro says Twilight Guard reminds me of Phasma from Star Wars movies. Yeah, and hopefully, just like Phasma, this dude looks a lot cooler than he really is, but at least this one's not going to talk to us and be lame. Like, we're going to make the voice up for this one. So I like that, man. I wonder how long he took getting it posed like that. That's some good balance, unless he's got it all balanced on the stock of the gun.
That or it's lying on its back and it's just trick photography. We're looking down at it, right?
I actually did that with my thumbnail for my Jinx and my Jinx Jinx review that I did when I did Jinx. She's actually the Arashikage symbol that I've got painted on my review mat. that's the Arashikage behind her in that thumbnail. She's laying on down flat. So like, how can I take this picture without getting all the shadow in there?
I know one thing they do is they use hot glue sometimes to just keep the figure exactly where they want it, and then balance doesn't matter, right? Like, it's for a photo shoot, so hot glue is easy enough to remove.
So let's talk about this dude for a minute. We got some. You and I share some common ground on the idea for this figure, at least as far as the dog goes. I'm curious to see I know what the buzz is and what people are saying online, but I want to know what people that are in here that talk to us and you, Crow. What do you guys think about Road Pig? Are you guys happy with Road Pig? And what do you guys think about him coming with, one, a dog or a pet, period, and two, with it being a pit bull? Now, you and I are kind of the same mindset on that, but tell me what all you think about it.
Yeah. You talking to the chat or to me?
I'm talking to both of you. You tell me while they type it.
Okay, so one, I agree with
Punk wants to know if you're trying to be Spider-Man.
Because you're practicing sitting like that. Oh no, it's a lawn chair. None of my furniture is in here right now. Like, honestly, I have a sleeping bag, a mattress, and a lawn chair for furniture now. So that's why. Okay, so Road Pig, one, couldn't this figure just been perfectly accessible as maybe a low-end deluxe with no dog, just really good kit, lots of great add-ons and all of that? The dog seems to push it into Naga High territory unnecessarily. Like, that would be the first thing I'd say. I know I talked a lot about the pit bull, throwing the pit bulls out, under the bus for this one. I think that's not fair, but okay. But other people don't care about that stuff, and that's fine. But I guess I'm understanding there's some really negative feedback on Road Pig's lack of gym ethic going on here right now. Is that what I'm hearing about this? Like, are you hearing the same thing? People don't like the sloppy Road Pig.
People are not liking that he's not ripped, he's not cut. Like a weightlifter, like a bodybuilder. They're saying that, I've seen people say that he's got a dad bod, and people are not happy with the face sculpt on him.
Okay. Yeah, I can see. So the face sculpt reminds me a lot of what was going on with Retro Duke, right? Same artist kind of signature on that kind of face is what I would find on a Duke. I think it's the same guy that's doing that one, right? And I don't mind that at all, but I don't consider that Road Pig. I almost look at this as like, maybe this guy needed to be his own new character. But with Road Pig being this muscle-bound, Dolph Lundgren, jacked up steroid monster of a man, all I would say is like, hey man, wait for retro. Maybe you'll get a retro Road Pig. This is a modernized take on this. This is Roy Big Country Nelson right here. Right?
Yeah. As I've seen other people make that comparison. I got highlight grievance as a fellow fat bastard. I approve. Now I'm represented in the Joe line. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Kind of think so too.
I get what the purists were looking for, but this is a good fig. As I see it, it's a good fig. It's just not traditional.
Yeah, Mython makes a good point. People who have a problem with Road Pig's physique have zero clue about the world's strongest men, power lifters like Eddie Hall or Zandrunas. Am I saying that right? Because I know of it, but I'm not that familiar with it. But yeah, you're exactly right, and seems to be like the chat seems to pretty much agree with what we're thinking here. I like it. I was never a huge Road Pig fan. I had the figure. I liked him. I thought he was cool. He's a dreadnought, so I don't like the way they portrayed him in the comic and the cartoon. I do not like how they pulled Road Pig off. As for this version, I think it looks great. Somebody think Legend series. Yeah, he's supposed to be a meathead. He's just a big, dumb lunk, like he's hard muscle.
Yep.
I think he pulls off what he is supposed to do perfectly. I like that he's not all ripped and cut, because it does show that they can do a different type of buck that does not make everybody have to look like a He-Man, doing a different body type. And yes, that is what the strong men like. They're not ripped. They're not washboard abs. So I'm pretty much happy with Road Pig. Now,
yeah.
The dog. Yeah. I've got the same mindset most other people have. Like, I don't think Road Pig needed a pet. I don't think Road Pig needed to be a deluxe figure unless they needed to justify it for the size of the buck. I'm fine with his loadout. I like that they gave him his original hammer, and I like what Lenny said about, he always thought that was a one-time use weapon, so they gave him like an actual metal hammer. I don't get the shield. I like the little pig mask. I like all his accessories. I just don't. I kind of feel like they shoehorn this in to make him to justify a $50 price point, or 45 or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, this is going to be a meat and bones experiment if ever I've seen one. But like, yes, it's a very modernized take on this guy. This guy's, like everybody's saying, he's a meathead, but he's built like freaking Brock Lesnar, and it shows. And I think what I really respect about this is like, yeah, okay, it's not your conventional Road Pig how you would picture it, but as let's say a sculptor or designer that's designed this figure, that has taken the idea of body image and applied it to this way, to sit there and say, like, I'm not trying to go big is beautiful and all that other stuff, but I'm saying like realistic body images can be translated into plastic, and you can have characters that are more recognizable to you now and still think they're freaking awesome. Right. And that's what I think a Road Pig accomplishes. I say kudos to the art team for even trying it this way. It worked.
And you don't the dude doesn't have to have every muscle in his body showing to convey that he is strong as shit. Like, the size of him, like, he's a huge, big, massive dude. Who cares if you can see his abs and pecs and all that stuff? Like, dude's solid, and he's gonna fuck you up if you're in his way. So that's my take on it. The dog, I love the dog. I got a pit bull. A lot of people in here have pit bulls. Punk's mad because they didn't make him look like Roman. But you wouldn't want Roman to look like that dog. That's for sure. I don't like the stereotype. I don't love the pit bulls. I don't like that they made the pit bull come with a bad guy. Now, sure, in your head, maybe the dog's not mean. Maybe like the dog is trying to lead him to the light side or something. That's what it's going to be in my head when I get him.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
So somebody
here's
said,
how I would have liked. What did he say?
Well, as Shane said, I think Aaron blew you guys off. He may have. I know he hadn't texted me, but somebody trying to find it. Somebody said, take the dog and give it to Mutt.
Triple C.
Man, sorry.
Triple C.
Is that who said that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Great point. I want to draw eyes on it. But
yeah. There it is.
Yeah. You want to know how I would have loved to have seen that pit bull? I could accept this being a pit bull. And the only way now that I think of it, I would do this. For one, Punk, you've got a better Roman because Tony made you a better Roman. Nothing's going to top. Okay. 2, this dog, well, if you're going to make Road Pig overweight and deluxe and say he's dangerous and cool, I wanted to see a big overweight pit bull. Like look how muscular that pit bull is, right? We've had muscular dogs before. Give me a fat dog.
I guess one of the two of them have to be muscular.
No. Fat
the dog,
fat dog. Let's go.
The dog looks great though. I mean, I think he looks great. So that's kind of my feelings on the dog. I'm gonna get him. I'm excited for the figure, even though he's not my, by far not my favorite Dreadnought, but I am completing the Dreadnoughts. So Lunchbox kill a bull massive. That's pretty good. Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. Lunchbox killer. Big Boa maybe should have been bigger.
Yeah, Doberman would have.
And I saw people talking about this on another stream, and I don't remember which one. You're probably in here. They were talking about dogs that he should have come with that were more vicious, and people were saying like, give him a poodle and give him this and give him that, give him a fucking chow, give him a chow. You want to give him a damn dog that conveys it? Give him a chow. I apologize to any chow dog lovers, but I've met like one nice one in my life. So
I'd love to see him with just a terrified little chihuahua and a hand attachment. That's his dog that he stares at.
Honestly, for me personally, the most vicious dog they could have put with him is a damn Dachshund. Give him a weenie dog. How awesome would that have been if Road Pig came with the dog from Toy Story?
I grew up with one of those dogs in our house.
Oh man, they don't like me. Punk says Tony killed it with the Roman he painted for me. Yeah, Roman looks good, and I hope next time I see you that is going to be one of your pocket figures or one of your carry figures that you take out with you. That's a cool. That was cool.
I know when I get Law and Order, then I will rescue the pit bull from the Dreadnoughts. There you go. That's my plan.
Yeah, there you go. You have Mutt and Law break in the Dreadnought compound to rescue. I do like his name though. they gave the dog a perfect name. So
what was the name of the dog again?
They named him Raucous. Like ruckus, but raucous, like raucous. So that was perfect. So Raptor, I'm actually kind of excited for Raptor. Somehow, I think they made him look as good as they can make Raptor look. I'm excited to get him.
I'll pivot honestly a bit on this. I'll agree.
Yeah, I don't either. Doing what I used to do, Marthon, that's some of that's some of the better shit that you see. And I absolutely hate the ear cropping. So I wish they would have at least not done that in the Docktail. But anyway, so thank you, Daredevil Dave. Congratulations on 300. Thank you, buddy. I
Yeah,
did just cross that threshold, and there's a video coming out about it in about 13 minutes. So watch that later. So thank you. So Raptor, yeah, I mean they did what they could. That right there, that sells it. Where he's using it as a shield. That's an awesome shot. My concern about Raptor,
Spider-Man shot.
Yeah. This is my only concern about the Raptor figure is how all of this contraption attaches. Maybe they have gone into some depth on it, but if they have, I haven't seen it. I'm thinking it's going to be something like Metalhead, where he had the extra pegs to support the weight of the launcher, because I'm worried about this falling off. They don't do backpacks.
Right. It's going to have to be a 3-post attachment system. Otherwise, it'll just pop off and your figure will be constantly flopping off. They know people want to pose this thing flying.
Oh, yeah, well, absolutely. I think he looks good. I mean, I remember way back before they announced this figure, talking about this with Punk, and on one of Punk's pits, we were talking about these, and I was like, we're going to get a Raptor. He's coming, because it's like Punk's least favorite figure next to maybe Shipwreck. And so we willed it into existence. So
I'll say this much. Yeah, I went on record. I wasn't a fan of the idea of Raptor coming to light to begin with. He's one of those characters I feel like just jumps the shark in the lore. But like you said at the very beginning, this modernization of it does look good. I have to step outside of my dislike for an original character and look at what they did with it and go, yeah, I see a lot of talented decision making on this. I do want it, but I don't look at it in the same way as any other Cobra Rogue Gallery villain. This one I look at, oh no, take me off that full screen, you son of a bitch. This one is definitely, to me, just a bit over the top.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those wackier characters, but I've said it before, like several times this year, especially, they're taking characters I don't particularly care for, and they're fucking killing it with them. Like Big Boa. Big Boa is the best figure I've gotten all year. I ain't gonna lie. Wreckage and Torch are real close, but I hated Big Boa when I was a kid. But this figure is fantastic.
I'm agreeing with you, man. Like when I was a kid, there was so many figures I didn't want, thought they looked stupid as hell, especially in the 80s, man. The lack of detail and the sloppy paint was fun. But then you get guys like these, and I mean, there's QC issues, but because they've done such a great job making this hokey character look detailed, modern, cool, you're on board, right? So I can get on board with it. I love the idea that just the work out of, whether it's Valaverse or Hasbro or Supercell, well, like whoever, to work in a boardroom and somebody challenges you as a designer and says, I want you to make this cool. And it's like a stick figure on a napkin. Like it's just like make this cool.
Right? Yeah, I mean, and to bring it to life, yeah. What's up, Loki Wartooth, model misfit in the house, says he hates Road Pig. I don't hate him, but he's not my favorite. They're doing with the Dreadnoks what they're doing with all the rest of them. They're trickling them out to string everybody along. Like, look how long it's taken us to get Xandar. Like, no mention of Monkey Wrench yet. No mention of Thrasher or Thunder Machine. Although that's one I think they're just going to be like, bam, guess what, guys? Like, there's going to be a surprise stream or something, and they're going to drop that. I do think I think they're coming. I think we'll probably get the Thunder Machine before Monkey Wrench, but that's just my opinion there anyway. So he doesn't like Road Pig. These other figures. So let's talk a little bit about these other figures. And one other thing I wanted to hit on while we're here. So these are all the pre-orders that we just saw for SDCC and everything, the ones we just got. Now, if you'll notice here, for some reason, all of these are all available to pre-order. These pre-orders have not sold out, except for this one because it's a Walmart exclusive, the Quarrel and the new Falcon. All of these new pre-orders, they're all still up on Pulse right now. I thought they were reducing the quantity. I thought they were making less. You know what they told us? They're making less of them. They're all available. But you go down here to the Troop Builders, if I can find it, the way they've rearranged this site. If you go down to the retro, the new Cobra Retro, the Trooper, like he's sold out, and I think Cobra Commander is still sold out. And I can't even find them the way they've got this site now. You have to search them individually, I guess. But those guys are sold out, but all these new ones are still here. So Troop Builders, you know, for the most part, you ain't gonna get the Troop Builders. These guys did sell out. The Twilight Guard and the Steel Corps Commander that we talked about, they sold out, but they come back up pretty quick. So all of these are still available now. So I don't know, man. They're playing some not so clever marketing games, I think. But so the figures, what do you think, Crow, about the 60th anniversary, the Pilot, and the Sniper? How you feel about those two?
I like them, but I mean they're not perfect by any means. But I mean they're about. I think you're going to get your money's worth out of them. You might not get your Troop Builder out of them that you wanted, and we're not going to ignore the fact that that's just a repainted Airborne, right? Like that.
Yeah.
Tony Fix pointed out.
Yeah, Tony pointed that out.
Yeah, he's right. It is. And it's kind of limiting your troop build. Like if you looked at the Desert Trooper and the Recon Diver, you had some real good troop builds here. Here you've got some kind of unique characters. I don't think you're getting the same out of it as far as troop building. But kit-wise, I don't know. I'll get one of each probably. You?
Yeah, I will wait on the I'll wait on the sale on these two. I do really, really like this one. I do like the Pilot Halo Jumper, but is it a Pilot or is it a Halo Jumper? Make up your damn mind.
It's a Halo Jumper. Yeah. The pilots tend to stay in the plane as long as possible.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Like I guess if you're fucked, everybody's going to be a Halo Jumper, aren't they?
Well, thank God you put on your cam paint before you took off.
Yeah, right. That helmet's not going to smear that a bit. Don't get any on the goggles. No. I know I listened to Frostbite and Shark Eyes and Ronnie Trickshot. I always go back and I listen to their stream that they do on Monday nights, and they talked about these guys, and they very much brought up the fact that isn't this just kind of hit and run? Like, isn't this what we want out of hit and run when we get him?
You treat it Ripcord's gear for an itty bitty bag, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's an itty bitty bag in a row.
You know, give us a duffel bag and stick a knife on it and just call this hit and run. I'd be happier. I will get these guys. I didn't pre-order them.
We're dealing with a military toy here, right? Like we're talking about freaking toys here.
We're talking about freaking toys.
At some point, you're going to have overlap of appearance on all this camouflage and green and stuff, right? So, I mean, what are you going to do, right? This one is this chick one.
Here. Yeah.
So you're going to get one of two females that is a sniper. And my issue with this is how many U.S. Marine female snipers are out there that constitutes a troop build version. And also, where was the demand necessarily for us? Don't get me wrong. I think that looks fantastic as an individual character, and I'll get it.
Yeah.
But we just had Jody Shooter Craig in the line the last couple of years, who was a very unique sniper, and she didn't get half the good kit loadout on this. And I just don't know if necessarily repeating the female sniper for a Joe team was necessarily due. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm wondering if they like didn't think, well, we need a do-over of Shooter. Like we need because I'm with you. Like I've seen the whole debate on Shane, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Shane said he's got to run, so happy early birthday, buddy. We were going to sing to you guys whenever Aaron got here, but I don't know if Aaron's ever going to get here, so it'll be on the replay, okay, if he shows up. So,
Missy will have him something good right now, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I bet. So, I don't know. I've seen all of the back and forth about the whole there's not any snipers in the Marines, any female snipers in the Marines, blah, all that. Like, I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't care about the female figure and making her the sniper. I don't care about seeming like they have to force more female figures because we need more female figures. But
and that's what people do take issue with. Yep. But
yeah, oh well. And personally, I think if they were going to put another female figure in, even an army builder, make her something else. Because like you said, we just got Shooter, designated sniper, and this is a troop builder. So if there aren't any female snipers that we know of, there's not going to be a shitload of them to troop build with. So make her a heavy operator, make her a tank driver, or make her a infantry. So just I don't care that it's a specialized, like, high qualified thing that they made the female figure. We just got one. Make it something we need.
And it just occurred to me, without giving spoilers to where this is coming from, guys, I highly suspect we're going to get yet another female sniper for Cobra that wears white attire and black attire. And I'll leave it at that based off some reading and insights that I've been giving lately. Okay, so that'll be 3 in a row. And yeah, okay. I'm not saying anything about genders and their roles in the military or anything like this. What I think Hasbro was trying to do was get us to find one really iconic figure in that 60th anniversary, and they wanted it to be her. I think that's why she's showcasing this ghillie suit, which is really cool.
It is a good-looking ghillie suit. It does not look like the Swiffer that Punk loves so much. It is a good look. I mean, that shit looks like we'll have this by Christmas, so I'm interested in seeing some Christmas trees or some wreaths with this chick hiding in it, aiming at you. So, yeah, I mean, I'll get it, but I did not pre-order them. After the first 2, I'm not sold on the 60th anniversary figures. They just don't do much for me. Like, I appreciate what they're trying to do, and I also don't like either one of the figures. Honestly, I don't like the infantry dude, and I don't like the diver as a diver. I like him as an assault guy, but I'm not crazy about either one of those figures. So these will be probably bought when they go on sale, or maybe somebody wants to get me a Christmas present or some shit like that if I don't have them by then.
No, there we go.
So
remember, they're not numbered in the series. There's your big reason not to buy them. If you're a pressure to buy them, if you're a completionist, they're not really a part of it. They are, but they're not.
Yeah, that is one thing that I'm sure a lot of people are probably happy about, is they're not numbered. So I don't know. They're whatever. I'm interested to see what they do with those further in the line, with like what other ones they're going to come out with. Because after this year, they're going to keep it going. They're just going to, they'll call it something else, commemorative series.
Well, it's every 10 years, right? Every 10 years they do these things. So,
Well, I mean, this is this is like the retro line. Like it's its whole separate thing that's not numbered. It's classified, but not technically classified. So they're going to find a way to keep putting these out because they can still cross use the, the pieces of them like they did with, we got, Doc has the armor or whatever from the infantry dude. So, and where the Triple C's, I think, said we just got Shooter a year ago. Has it even? I don't even think it's been a year.
Yeah, it's been about a year.
Has it? I don't remember. Yeah. So
he was coming out just as I was getting in.
So here we are. Let's go ahead and we'll talk about the Rattler. Like you said, you revealed it earlier. We're getting the Rattler for the HasLab. Yeah. So it is up to where was it? Where'd it go?
Oh, I did it. You guys.
There it is at the bottom. It has gone up 13 backers since we started the stream. It's at 12 to 13. So it funded. We knew it was going to fund. No big deal. It's going to hit all the tiers. We know it's going to hit all the tiers. It's good. It's taking a minute.
Tears, all right.
Yeah, there's going to be some tears. Where do you think this? Not the patches. Where do you think it's going to end up at numbers wise? And chat, same question. How many do you think this is going to sell? I think the Dragonfly was 24 and some change, and the Hiss was 26 and some change, if I'm not mistaken, 1,000. Where do you think the Rattler is going to wind up finishing at with units sold?
Okay, so I have whatever the original price was on the Hiss. The Dragonfly's original price was what?
274. 274.99.
And this Rattler is nearly 100 more.
It's 50 more. 50 more.
50 more and a figure less.
Yeah.
I'll say it'll tie the Dragonfly at best.
I think so. Woody says 26, Triple C says 33. I don't think there's a chance this thing is doing 33,000.
No, he'll definitely be right.
I'm somewhere in the middle of I think I'm in the middle of Woody and Todd. I like to be in the middle. I'm gonna say 25. I think there's enough demand for it. I think there's going to be a big push at the end. I'm interested to see if Punk and Matthew are still here, what they think. Also, I think it's going to come in at about 25,000. Honestly, people want it.
Yeah, people want it. Here's the issue I have, right? Like, and I've been saying this since the beginning, and I know you're tired of hearing it, and so is Aaron. But good news, Aaron isn't here.
Yeah, Aaron ain't here. Fucking.
To me, this is a decision for shelf space between a Dragonfly and a Rattler. I can't see myself getting both of these things and having a lot of shelf space left over for anything more. Like at 3 feet of distance on this Rattler, right? Like folding the wings up begins to look like the only way to display it on angles on certain shelves and things. So I know I don't want this per se, but I don't blame anyone else for wanting it. Here's the thing I'm thinking, though. I think this is a dangerous time to be bumping the price up on one of these and be providing less figures. When the wave has been around as long as it has been now, and there are so many people with such a list of complaints that they want to walk away from the wave because they don't like what's going on with this or that, or the weapons or the repaints or this QC issue. Like, this is the kind of thing where somebody goes, well, that's too much. I'm done with this wave. You know, like,
yeah,
that to me.
So folded up, it cuts it less than half with the wings folded up. I think that is a brilliant idea. Aaron, or I was looking at what Todd said. Aaron getting busy. Punk says he thinks 21,000.
How much was the Dragonfly again?
$274.99, and the Hiss was $299.
No. I mean, how many thousand did they sell?
24,000 and some change.
Yeah. No, I think Punk's right. I think it's either less or the same as the Dragonfly. I can't see it surpassing it.
I don't know, man. It's people really wanted this thing last year, so trying to see. It keeps going to this HasLab. I was hoping it'd show me all of them. I'm gonna look and see. I'm gonna pull up exactly what the Dragonfly did, because it'll show us on here.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. People wanted this last year, but look, man, people want a lot of things. And when the reality comes to your doorstep, maybe they don't necessarily want to jump that price tag. And then that first tier patches thing is just enough, I think, that there'll be people with grudges that we might see out of this. So that's all. But
yes. So yeah, Matthew, as I looked it up, Matthew posted it 24,764. So almost 25,000 on the Dragonfly. So that extra $50 is going to make a difference. And then they, we're going to get the damn patches. Yeah. So we got the patches. So, Wild Weasel and patches so far. What do you guys think about Wild Weasel? Did they do him justice? I think he looks good.
I think he looks great, but I just wonder about that helmet being a bit much. It seems like a very technical helmet, both of them. Like I'm trying to see, is it two pieces or three?
This one over here is 3 on the right with the hose, and this one over here is 2. I can't tell a difference in those.
I think it looks amazing. I'm just trying to picture how it all slaps together. That's all.
So, but I mean, Wild Weasel, the original Wild Weasel figure had a huge ass helmet. I mean, he had a big water head.
He had nothing. You couldn't take it off.
Yeah. So, Punk hits it right on the head right here. More expensive and one less figure. People are pissed about losing the figure. I'm one of those. I'm one of those people, and this thing came in cheaper than I thought it was going to. So, I thought this thing was going to be $400. I'm glad it's not, but I also would have rather had another figure with it. So the patches don't even look that damn good. I mean, these should have been throw-ins.
100% should have been throw-ins. I'm so glad you said that. And we talked about this over the last couple of days. Can you imagine if this was the 4th tier? They were trying to push those last required buy-ins with, and they go, "Here's your 4th tier patches." The whole thing would have failed, right? You come out the gate with this as 1st tier. But to me, it's about the precedence this sets, and this is where the grudges are going to come in. And I think what Punk's talking about too. When you're when you're charging $50 more, coming in a figure less, and you're trying to placate people with little pieces of fabric and stitch and color, right? People start going, okay, but this isn't Pogs. We're not collecting little dollar store figurines here. These are like $20 to $50 figures, right? And we are diehard going to follow you if you keep doing it this way. But when you take advantage of our faith to you, it looks like this.
Yeah, if this had been the last tier, so there were 3 tiers and this was the last one, or there were 4 tiers and this was the last one, like we wouldn't be getting these patches, but we'd be getting everything else. This was just kind of a slick way to get it, just to slide them in there. I think it's kind of I think it's kind of dirty, honestly. I think they could have done this for $300. I think they could have done this for the price of the Hiss. If they're not going to give us another figure for sure, but I think even if they wanted to go the patches route, they could have done this for $300.
It occurred. I agree with you. I mean, what occurs to me, here's the thing, and I've said this before, I don't really think sometimes Hasbro actually knows their market the way they think they do, right? We're not 12-year-old kids that want to wear patches on our backpacks and things like this. However, going back to what you said, if this had been a throw-in, look, what if we just settled out that we were only getting 3 figs and we left that cost maybe where it was, and people just resigned to the fact that's what it's going to cost to get a big vehicle with lots of bombs? Sure.
Yeah.
But you threw in one of the 3 random determined patches into a HasLab, right?
Yeah.
Now, those buying multiple HasLabs starts having a different flavor to it, right? Like now you've got maybe that patch is a little something, something, right? But no, you're giving all 3 of us as a tier. Like there's
Well,
nothing
I
exclusive.
mean, let's these wind up, in 2 years, these patches are selling for $50 or $60 a piece. Fuck these patches. I like what my cousin said last night. Like he's not in his early 20s anymore. Like when he wore shit that he sewed patches on. He played in a band. He had his patch clothes. Like as a almost 50-year-old man, I'm not gonna put these on anything. If the backs are Velcro, I might try and buy a Velcro front hat that I could swap patches around on, because that way I can put my Wraith Mace patch on it also and swap them out. But other than that, man, these are going to go. They're going to stay in the box. I'm not even going to put them out. They ain't even going to go on the shelf. They're just going to sit in the box with it. So I'm glad they're giving us extra shit, but they shouldn't be a tier.
I don't know, man. It occurs to me, like if I were to take any one of or all of those patches and stitch them to my arm or something here on this here jean jacket, it just occurs to me what that's really saying. It's like walking around begging people, can somebody please talk to me about my G.I. Joes? Please talk to me.
I don't know. That might be okay though. If you're in the toy aisle and somebody sees that and they're like, oh shit, you got a Rattler? Like pull out their wallet. Like I keep finding my wallet like a condom. Like here's my fly swatter patch. But, that other than somebody saying it and going, oh, you got a Rattler. Other than that, like what the hell, man? So I'm gonna stop this for just a minute because I'm gonna see if you guys have heard the rumor that there's going to be another tier added to this thing. Has anybody heard that? There is a rumor going around I've seen in a couple places that they're gonna add a tier to it because people are so pissed off about the patches.
That's a dangerous precedence too, isn't it?
So I'm gonna tell you what this tier is that people are talking about, and by people I mean me. They're going to give us a Hydra full.
There we go.
They're going to. That's going to be the secret hidden tier.
Yeah, I agree. That's worthwhile.
That's what they're going to give us. That's going to be the extra tier.
You had me going there. I was like, no, I did not hear this.
Got him.
Oh, I couldn't resist.
Yeah, you had to. I mean, in lieu of an Aaron, use a gift.
I was waiting on Aaron to get here so I could do that bit, but
you know what, man? You know what? I've given up on Aaron for the night. Clearly, something has happened. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I'm giving him shit when he watches the replay. So hey, I'm sure he's got something that come up. I ain't gonna hate on him too much, but I am gonna give him shit.
Look at the balloons I'm summoning.
I didn't know there were.
What am I flagging?
I didn't know there were balloons.
Yeah,
Matthew, did you know there were balloons? And how did you trigger the balloons? You look like
it's my fingers.
Yeah. I don't know why that makes balloons. That looks like the alien hand that activated the reactor in Total Recall.
Well, hang on.
Let's see what that brings up. Yeah.
Right? This is what I was trying to summon. It's time to talk about a certain movie a little bit.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that because I wanted to wait on.
We were done with the wave, right?
Yeah, we were through talking about it. I did real quick before we do bring up Wolverine and Deadpool. Let's talk about this real quick.
Sure thing.
Let's talk about this $100 Cobra Commander figure. I'm going to refresh it and we'll see The most recent one sold for $90. So these things they're averaging 80 to $100. They're averaging about $100. They've come down a little bit since people have gotten home from SDCC, and there's more on there. So, is this figure worth $100 to anybody?
I mean, yes and no. Right?
Okay.
Like, I don't know, because I don't know what the eventual market's going to look like. We're 1 week into this thing. Like, is it going to be SDCC like a Chuckles, a Mindbender, or a Serpenter? Like, it seems like a lot of people are desperately trying to build this up to be rare, and I don't know that it might be rare. It might be hard to get. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be rare for whatever I think about them talking about lower quantities this year. This one will definitely be lower quantities just because it's a con exclusive. But you know, they shit the bed with Serpentor and they shit the bed with Mindbender. Other than the way that they did Chuckles last year, like Chuckles was gettable. If you had, like Eric says it right here, Chuckles was gettable if you had a Pulse Premium membership, and Chuckles was gettable if you didn't. Like he went in and out of stock a bunch of times, and then he finally went out, and his price kind of went back up a little bit. But you could get Chuckles, and it looks like this one is probably going to be the same way. But that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know what they're going to do.
And either way, it's, to me, this is like the worst time to jump at this figure because you've seen the track history. It's like lately they do come back in some way. Mindbender had another run. Another run didn't go smoothly, but he had a second run, right? Yeah. Chuckles, very achievable. I'd be patient, guys. It's not like Hasbro is trying to shrink their market or create something, volatile here. It would be against their own best interest, right? I think this is fan reaction at its worst.
Well, like that's what I said in one of the videos that I just said. Like, we want to buy your toys. Give us enough of your toys. Why are you cutting off your nose to spite your face? Make enough. I understand this is an exclusive. There should be some exclusivity to the exclusive figures. Yes, there should. They should be a little bit harder to get, but some of these wind up being like some of the harder to find regular release figures as far as trying to hunt them down. I want this figure badly. I love this figure. I want it.
If I stumbled across it or found a good deal on it, I would get it because it's a part of the lore. It's very core to the story of the Joe, we grew up with. It's that movie. Come to life, right? But Triple C raises a good point. Mindbender is coming to retro. Yes, a lot of stuff. If you want to accuse Hasbro of any kind of manipulating their own market or anything like that, it's only in that their G.I. Joe classified line is where they can do whatever they want, but have the caveat of saying, we'll also rake in the cash of the people that didn't like it when we put out the retro version that they do like, right? Like they create their own need for a retro line and vice versa.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
As far as that goes, right?
Well, it's our fault. I mean, we bought it.
Yeah.
So, we bought it. So, I really like this figure. I mean, I talk about Roblox, I talk about Mutton Junkyard, I talk about Scrap Iron. All of those are below Cobra Commander. He's my favorite figure, my favorite character in the whole franchise. I want all the Cobra Commanders. I don't know right now that I would be willing to give this for one if they are not readily available. So Todd says it didn't sell out at SDCC even when they opened it to anyone with or without a ticket, but I heard that they did limit it to 3 or 5 maybe that each
3
person
or 5
could get.
So that right there says it, right?
So that tells me that there's going to be enough of them when they hit Pulse. If for some reason they sell out on Pulse and I'm not able to get it and there's not another run, and I don't see them doing another run of this, I might be willing to pay that just to have it in my collection, just because he's my favorite character. I try to get all the exclusives. So I was just wondering what people's thoughts are, because it seems to be kind of divided. Some people say they'd pay 100, and Jay Astro definitely ain't gonna pay 100. It's a curiosity at best. And if you're a hardcore comic guy and not a cartoon guy, period, like, you probably don't care about this figure at all. Exactly. If you didn't, if you didn't watch the movie or didn't care for it or whatever.
So I look at it this way: it's
look who's in the chat.
Oh, why is he in the chat and not on the screen? This isn't just any stream. It's a backyard battlefield. So
yeah,
get your ass over here.
So we know you're tied up doing something, but we're gonna give you shit.
Yeah. So the mathematics of the whole Cobra things just doesn't make sense to me. Why would Hasbro allow you to buy anything more than 2 and let you go take those figures to a secondary market and make the money when they can just sell them themselves, right? If they're letting you walk out there with 3 and 5s, they've got tons in a warehouse they're going to make plenty off of. They just want you to buy more of them. You're not going to make that much on the secondary market if they've got excess of them, right? It just doesn't add up to let people walk away with so many of them and then say, well, we're tapped out right now.
Yeah, but we've seen them do it with other stuff. That's the thing. They don't have a good track record of not shooting themselves in the foot and letting the secondary market make all the money off of their product. Well, they don't care. They've sold whatever they've made, but surely somebody's got to be looking at it going, hey, we sold this figure for $40 and they sold it for $100. We could have sold 1.5 more figures if we'd have just released a few more of them and put that money in their pocket, and then we wouldn't get patches for the next HasLab.
And from what you were saying, right? It's not like they haven't done this before. Well, sure. When you make grievous errors like that and you allow the secondary market to take your money, usually it means you're getting replaced in the job and somebody else will learn that lesson so they don't repeat it, right? So I just don't see this being a commodity.
I don't think they do that at Hasbro. I don't think they operate that way at Hasbro, man. No. It really don't seem like it, does it?
No. Maybe it will.
So I don't know. I hope Model Misfit said he saw somebody got 5 cases of them. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it a bit.
Aaron's trying to find the link. It's on Messenger, Aaron, the group text.
And the individual text.
Stop making excuses.
Yeah, Matthew, $100 is worth it to somebody that'll pay it. And if I can't get it, buying it with the $50 membership that I already pay them and I can't get one, I'll probably would pay that for it because I want it in my collection and I do really like it. When what's his name did his renders, the guy that does the renders, when he did the render of that figure, I said that is exactly what I hope it looks like, and that's what it looks like. So they made it look like I hoped that it would look like. So we'll see. Well, there he is.
All right. I'm going to use this to let you get caught up.
What's that you say? You said Messenger?
Yes, Messenger. You are really loud.
I'm loud as shit, huh? Hang on.
Yeah. Just a bit.
Let's do some adjustments.
Well, that was a little better. Yeah, man, I'm glad you could join us. I guess you got tied up with work.
Man, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's been a long day. It's been hard.
You didn't stuck behind any drunk drivers, did you? And have to give a statement to the cops?
No, I was probably the drunk driver that was swerving around because I had such a hell of a day. I had to paint a
Well,
whole
that's not
house
good.
by myself. So
That's no better.
You had to paint your whole house by yourself?
I had to paint a whole house.
Okay.
And I'm not talking to like it was like a $600,000 home.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm still working on it.
But did you pay yourself like 4 painters?
I wish I was getting paid.
No.
Well, you will eventually. I hope.
Yeah, it's one of them days. One of them days. Sorry, gents. Sorry to the chat.
Oh, that's all right, man. I figured you either something happened or you told me you was running late, so that's how it goes. Sometimes can't always predict it. I thought there for a minute I was going to have to work really late today too, but I got out of it.
Lucky.
But you can't do that when you're the one that is having
I'm the only one there.
Yeah. make sure it's all getting done, I guess. So.
See, when everyone lays out on me, I'm the only one left. So
it's too hot. It's too hot to be outside right now. I don't know. I'm assuming it was probably about the same in Georgia today. It was hot as balls here today. It was like 98.
Yeah, dude, it was the same here, man. And I'm working in a house that does not have the power on it currently. So it was miserable, man.
Do you have a generator where you could run some fans or anything?
I do have a generator and fans going, but like I was talking to Punk for like 2 hours today, so I had to turn the fans off to listen and to talk to him because I needed some info and whatnot. And once you get talking to Punk, man, it's gonna go for a while. But it was a good chat.
Pretty good segue, and maybe remind people about what Punk's been talking about lately. That's involving the three of us coming up here in a little while.
Yep, you're the liaison. Tell us about what's going on.
Yes, sir. In October, I already forgot the date. But in October, we're doing the Toys for Tots gig, and Punk. We were one of the first ones that are gonna pop on and talk with Punk on his show and help him out with the Toys for Tots gig, man. That's going to be really cool.
That's going to be on October 25th on Friday night. Punk is doing a 36-hour stream and going to be having a bunch of different people on to contribute and help out with it. And he has asked the Backyard Battlefield to be on. We're going to be on, I think he said at 8 or at 9. We got a while to confirm exactly what time. So we will be doing episode of Backyard Battlefield with a special guest, a Punk with Toys, on that day for a couple hours. So who knows what we'll have to talk about in the G.I. Joe world by then. Some of this stuff we're talking about tonight will be in our hand.
That's true. But
some of that stuff is October.
Yeah, and the big takeaway from all of that isn't, it's great that it's awesome that we get to work with Punk and all that. But just remember, guys, this is all about Toys for Tots. This is charity. This is a marathon, right? So just come on out, support Punk on this one, and stick around. See if you can make it through the whole marathon. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Cobrathon for good guys. Is what it's believe the way it's going to work is I think Punk will, I'm sure, give us the logistics, but I think everything is going to be run through his channel, and that way any super chats or donations, channel memberships that go to him for the stream are all going to go to Toys for Tots via Sarge and Reds, the shop that he likes to deal with up there near him, friend of his channel. So that's kind of how that's going to work. And I'm sure a lot more details will be forthcoming. It's only 3 months away.
Yeah. Should be epic though.
Can't sleep already.
How much
legends get in touch with Punk? He's coordinating it. It's his baby. So anybody that's offered to help, I think he's kind of working through how he can incorporate everything into it. So I would just send him a message and let him know you're interested in helping.
Nice. How am I sounding? Am I still too loud, man?
It's just a touch. You're pretty good. It's a little loud, but it's all right.
Sorry.
And just remember, guys, if Tony, I know Tony will do something. If Tony can find a way to do something special, he'll do something special. But if anybody's looking for a way to help out with this, it's just, hey man, go beat Punk's channel down with Super Chats that day. That's the best way to help. It's just fund this toy. Remembering that these Toys for Tots things, this isn't about like donating toys. It's about the sterilization of the toy. There's a whole process for this. This needs to be funded. This can't be just a toy drive. This has to be purchased. Okay, that's the big thing.
Yeah,
right.
And another thing is, if you if you guys are gonna hang with us, obviously it's gonna be, how many hours is it? 36. So if you're gonna let's say you're gonna donate $100, right? Just pop in every now and then and drop a 10 or drop a 20 or whatever, space it out, and then that way you can get around all Punk's guests and all the entertainment that he's gonna have going on, and we can keep a steady flow of people donating, and it'll be great. I'm excited. I'm gonna build up a little bit of money for it. I love giving the Toys for Tots. I've helped in the past, so this is going to be great.
I usually try to at least donate something every year, either drop a toy off or just straight up money, whatever I can. That's something I always try to support also. So what's up to War Chest Full of Toys? What's happening, buddy?
I want to say what's up to War Chest and what's up to Wraith. Wraith Mace popped in and said, "Hey, real quick. Hey, bro."
Yeah, he was here. He was here earlier. You missed it.
Yeah. I'm going through the chat now.
Welcome back, Wraith. So we are. You want to go ahead and do what we were about to do before Aaron joined us, Crow?
Oh, we were talking about the Once a Man, yeah? Or you guys were talking about the Once a Man. Did you get yours yet?
Did you have some thoughts to wait?
No.
Did you guys know that we have to wait till October to get it now? I just got off the phone with Lenny.
Yeah, did you? It's funny because I just revealed the next tier for the HasLab that they're gonna do.
Oh, did you? What tier was it? I missed that.
Yeah, you'll have to watch the replay.
Damn. Oh man.
It was about 10 minutes or so before you got here. So nobody tell him I want to make him watch it.
I was in the shower washing my ass.
It's all right. Well, that's probably more important. So
yeah, it is. When you sweat all day working, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I gotta do that. So I think Model Misfit, somebody said that earlier and I meant to highlight it. So where did the information that it's going to be October now come from? Because that's already somebody else.
Oh, I was kidding.
Oh no, somebody. I think it was Model Misfit. Somebody up here said that.
Oh God, I hope I didn't jinx it now.
It was going to be October that the pre-orders. I don't know.
Oh shit.
I guess we'll see. I know the rumor was Monday. This coming Monday. I have not heard any different other than that other tier for the HasLab. I hadn't heard anything else about Cobra Commander.
I gotta say this. I gotta tell you guys and everyone in the chat, this is gonna be my most favorite figure. I can tell you right now. I don't even have it in hand, but I just, man, it's an amazing fig. It's an amazing time.
When's yours gonna be there? I know you're watching the tracking.
I am. I'm watching it like a hawk. It's in transit. It's supposed to be Friday. And
okay.
Yeah, we should do something cool with it when we get it.
What's up to Pop Blender just joining us, either probably closing up at work or on the way home from work. One of the two. What's happening?
What's up, cousin? Pop? That was a good little stream you had last night. I enjoyed it.
Yep, and we're getting ready to go back over some of that.
Oh, that's cool. I made it in time for. Don't tell me I made it in time for Wolverine, baby.
Yeah, you did.
Oh boy.
We're just about done with
Hey.
GI Joe.
Real quick, guys, can we sing happy birthday to Shane, man? It's his birthday, dude, tomorrow.
We've got to sing it to Shane and to Woody. We were waiting on you to show up.
Let's do it.
We're gonna be all out of sync and kind of crazy, but
this is the first time, baby.
We'll do it on 3. We'll do Shane and Woody in that
on
order.
3, right?
On 3, we'll do it. So, all right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shane and Woody. Happy birthday to you. Oh man, that sounded awesome.
Take that, Milli Vanilli.
I don't think that's ever been done.
That's right. First on Backyard Battlefield, folks.
The trio
Y'all,
birthday.
if you guys send us your birthdays, and if it's near a stream, we'll be sure to do that.
That's right. And next time I will strip.
So, well, you should have just logged in while you were washing your ass. So I'm going to let you guys chat for a second and run to the boys' room. I don't have to wash anything. I just got to use it real quick. And
wash your hands.
Yeah, I will wash that. I don't only like touching my mouse with clean hands.
I'm gonna have to come touch your mouse one day, and I'll be like, man, I remember that one night.
My mouse is right here. I hope one day you're sitting here touching it with me. So I'll be right back.
Okay, so the Backyard Battlefield group will be taking applications for additional support staff in the near future. If you want to come and help wash these guys down, because I'm
about to get fired. Damn it.
Well, bro, busy day. You were rolling in paint.
Yeah.
What was the latest pickup you got?
The latest. See, I still have paint on my fingernails, guys. It's that color. It's that color. Yeah, I got some figs, man. I got some today delivered to me. Check these out, man. This is the Iron Fist and Luke Cage, baby.
Oh, you got that set.
I did get those. Remember I told you about. I asked you about it because I don't know the lore of these guys.
Well,
and Crow was like, I know that Luke Cage is.
Yeah, you and I talked the day this dropped on the Hasbro live stream about that. Luke Cage is going to be a well sought after figure, man. But that Iron
Fist, he's buff, man. He is built.
I
don't know much about. Don't know much about it. And I got this too.
Sorry, Aaron. Which store did that one come from?
Oh, that Hasbro. That was one of my pre-orders. This is the Superior Spider-Man. That's the one with the eyes.
Yeah, that's the Dr. Octopus living Peter Parker's body, but Dr. Octopus's mind.
Yes. I thought it was cool, man. I like the eyes.
That was a really neat feature. Like, kudos to the art team for getting that one in there, because that
had to have it.
Any Spider-Man, hopefully.
Yeah. I saw that figure at Target one day, the end of last week. It is a damn good looking figure. I saw that and the Wolverine. Those are good looking figures.
Absolutely.
The Wolverine is dope.
Follow up the chat here. I haven't been looking at the chat.
I want to get that the Heroes for Hire. I want to get that Luke Cage because I want that new Punisher that they just talked about that's going up. Yeah. Because he also teamed up with Punisher a few times.
Yeah, so the 2 other Heroes for Hire, I would expect at least I would see 3 more, and I'm basing this off the game Marvel Strike. Actually, it's going to be Colleen Wing, Misty Knight, and what's with the thumbs down? Oh, Wow. Did I do that to
Thumbs
myself?
down, Charlie Murphy.
Yeah.
Get those
And,
titties 4 thumbs down.
Mine won't do that.
Shang-Chi is supposed to be one of them as well, right? So
Yeah.
we might see a follow-up on that. Yeah, weird things happen on my screen when I wave my hand around. It does birthday balloons and stuff, Aaron. We've been finding this out.
It's
You got an
easy way
amazing background. It's all black, man.
to know you're doing you're
Because
using
I'm
an
outside.
iPhone. Yeah, it actually, actually, it looks pretty cool. Like
It does. It's like
you look like one of the stickers that we use for our thumbnails.
Yeah.
When you make a sticker.
Bro in his dark room.
This is what it is when you live next to the woods, right? There's no city
Yeah.
behind
This is-
these.
This is
Yeah,
the
it's
midnight
nice.
room, ladies and gentlemen.
I actually kind of wish I could create lighting like that, just like for some pictures. That's hard to recreate that light right there inside. It's pretty good. So what else did you get, Ron? Did you get anything else?
I'm looking. I'm still kind of out of it. I thought I threw some other figs in here, but they're not in here. They might be. I'm sorry. Those are the only 2 I had in here.
All right.
Yeah.
I be like Woody and just in Grievance and just be tripping over figures of trying to walk through the room.
Yeah, I can't find any more right now. Like I said, I just scattered home and I knew those 2 were in here, but I'll get more tomorrow.
I hadn't got anything this week. I guess the only thing I got was the wreckage in the paw. I'm waiting on Hasbro's supposed to be shipping that Kingpin figure. I got notice on it like 4 days ago that they were about to charge for it. So I guess I'm going to have to find a Marvel Legend somewhere for Kingpin to fight because I don't have any. And waiting on an order from 4 Horsemen.
Oh,
and
nice.
Hopefully Naugahyde will show up. Matter of fact, since while we're talking about that, I'm going to check and see if there's been any movement on my Walmart Naugahyde here.
I caught Naugahyde at Target. I already had them from Hasbro, but I found them in Target and there was 2 of them there. I was like, holy smokes, 2 or 3 of them. And then man, Target's banging right now, man. If you go into Target, there's a lot of cool stuff and it seems like they're stocked up. That Red Hulk was in there oh man.
Hey, I've seen it. I've seen that Red Hulk in Targets lately 2 different times. One of them, they had 2 Red Hulks and 3 of that Warbird that everybody's been after.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Warbird.
They had one of them had all of the Iron Man figures. I have not seen Naugahyde at the Targets that I've been to. They had the Tiger Force 2-pack, but I did see Naugahyde when I went back to Yojo Depot on Saturday at the toy store that I did the video on.
Oh yeah, that was cool, man.
I went back up there on Saturday because I was off and I wanted to go back up there and look around some more and get to spend some time in there and talk to Jay some more, and actually did a kind of a trade. I had some stuff that he was interested in. So I took my GoPro, but I didn't do any video because we just were talking. So, anyway, he had Naugahyde in there. So that was actually, I've seen him. I don't have him yet, but I didn't get him. So, because I'm waiting to see if Walmart honors the $24.97 thing, and I just checked. It still says preparing. So we'll see. Somebody else said theirs was supposed to be there Friday. So looks like they're honoring it. So I'm kind of excited for Naugahyde, even though I don't really like him all that much. He looks great.
Yeah, I haven't taken him out of the box yet, but from what I've seen, I mean, I like his bow. I'm seeing a lot of things worth liking, but you're right. He's a scumbag poacher, right? But...
Right.
Yeah, he is a poacher. So,
yep. So, but I guess I'll have to look at that in the same light as what we were talking about with Road Pig and the Pit Bull. Like, I just have to make something else up in my head and, make him something else or whatever. Like, I say, I don't know if you were listening when we talked about that, but I was talking about the dog. And I was just like, well, maybe the dog, maybe Raucous can be like a good guy and he's trying to lead Road Pig into the light. Who knows?
Is that his name? Is Ruckus? Is that his name?
Yeah, it's Ruckus, but it's spelled raucous, like a dog going raw,
Oh, okay.
So actually, this was interesting, and I don't know, the only person that knows this may be Matthew and Pop Blender. During SDCC, I think it was Friday. I just got home and I was actually walking my pit bull, and I was looking at my phone walking through the yard, and like literally looking at my phone, and I saw Hasbro popped up with a new video. And I was like, oh, cool. It's probably something from SDCC. And it said something about Lenny, G.I. Joe. And I'm like, oh, cool, new video. I'll watch that. Well, they went live. It was a live. And they put it on the Pulse channel. And I was like, and I saw comments, and I was like, oh, shit, this is a live stream. So I started watching it. It was an interview where they were talking to Lenny and Tony. And they were talking, maybe it was Thursday. I think it was Friday, though. But anyway, so they were talking about the new figures and like Road Pig and Raptor and all that. And there wasn't a lot of people in it. Like usually when you watch one of those streams, it's just going,
they're full flowing.
It wasn't doing that. When I started watching it, there was like 6 people in there. And I was like, all right, well, that's cool. So I went on, did what I was doing, and I was getting ready to get in the shower. This is after work. And I was listening to it, and they're like, well, we're going to take some questions from the chat if you have any questions for Lenny or Tony and whatever. And I was like, oh, man, that's cool. I was like, well, let's see, what could I say? Like, what could I ask these guys that they're actually going to answer, So I didn't ask a question, but I typed out, like, I think I said, kudos for specifying that Raucous is a pit bull mix, because Lenny went out of his way to point that out, that he is not only is he a pit bull, he's a pit bull mix. You can go down to your local shelter and adopt 10 of them if they'll, that he's actually a mixed breed. I thought that was awesome. So I typed that out. Kudos to y'all for specifying that. And I was gonna quit watching it and whatever, but I left it playing.
His ears are cropped, man. That's the only problem. I like the way ears look when they're cropped, but I won't do it to my own dog for some reason.
Nobody should do it to any dog. If you crop ears, you're a piece of shit if you crop ears.
I do like the way it looks, but I could never go take my dog to get it done. I just couldn't. I don't know what it is.
That's the only purpose that it serves. I mean, you like the way it looks, or you're fighting your dog. And it's less for another dog to hold on to. That's why they do it with those dogs. And so anybody crops your dog's ears from me, buddy. So I got in the shower and I kept listening to the interview, and they actually told them my comment. They were like, oh, and 3-star draw says, not a question, but kudos for specifying that the dog is a pit bull mix. And I was like, oh shit, they said my name on the Hasbro Pulse screen.
Did you see Eric's comment? He said, did they forget the batteries to the Dragonfly again?
No, I don't think they would have asked them that. But,
that's funny.
No, I do not have Naugahyde yet, Pop. But anyway, but I know, like I said, I was in the shower when they asked them that.
He said that? What he said, the monkey tail can break or something on them.
Yeah, it really, that happened to Shark Eyes, because Shark Eyes had him first. But my phone went off while I was in the shower after they said that. And I'm like, oh, somebody must have heard it. And it was Matthew. He was listening to the stream. So anyway, I thought that was funny, but it's not everybody has Lenny follow him on Instagram.
Oh yeah, that blew my gourd, man. That was a nice surprise. He's probably like, "Who the hell is this guy?" I hope he doesn't read my messages that I've sent him on Instagram.
Yeah, if they probably, after my videos, they probably got my name on a bolo list or something. So
don't talk to this person.
Yeah, right.
I haven't tried to send it yet.
Yep, they hadn't sent the Pinkertons yet. So
I ain't
what
gonna
happens?
lie, man. I feel like I can break it. You guys want me to break it? See if it breaks?
No, because you can't get another one for $24.97 like I
Hang
did.
on, wait.
It's just a pin and it's got a post. I'm looking at it right now.
I feel like I can break it.
What happened was when Shark Eyes was taking it out of the package, the way that they're doing the new trays, it broke when he was taking it out of the package, I believe.
Oh, Shark Eyes broke his?
Yeah,
So
it broke when he took it out.
I can show you guys what he's talking about. I've got the package right here so that if somebody later wants to be aware of it, I can show it to you if you put the camera up there.
Yeah.
How's that song go from Lion King?
Okay. So
Hakuna
what we're
Matata?
talking about is Yabo's tail feeds halfway through in here onto the other side of the packaging. So if you just go to pull Yabo out, the tail is still folded behind. So you got to delicately work them out, head towards the outside, and you'll be able to pull the tail out gently.
Oh, I got you. See, Lenny actually pulled mine out for me. He came over and did it for me, so I didn't have to worry.
Did he? Was that while you were in the shower? He pulled it out for you? So Yabo's tail is not made out of the same plastic that everything else is made out of, and will bend in 360 degrees trying to get it out of the tray.
Okay, I have to do this.
Hakuna Matata.
Really? Holy crap! That is the gummiest compound bow.
That is the most gummy bow made in classified history, bro. I swear. You just want to chew it.
That bow is as trash as the gun that it originally came with.
Did you see that? It bounced.
I believe believe that came with a condom wrapper on it at one point.
Jesus.
You don't use condoms. We all know that.
I could chew this for 3 minutes and blow a bubble. I guarantee you.
I'm going to time you.
Wow.
Oh.
I
don't care who you are. It's funny right there. Oh, all right. So be careful with your yabos, everybody.
Thanks for the hot tip, Woody. That helped. I'm glad you said something, actually. You'll notice I didn't open this till he said something.
Getting ready for our next conversation.
I heard you say I haven't opened mine yet, and then you're like, "Let me show you. Let me show you what he's talking about." All right.
Getting ready for our Wolverine talk. I got to put this out for Matthew because it's his favorite.
Well,
that's a good looking figure, man. I like that patch figure.
Yeah. And like I said, Woody, here at the battlefield, if you give us an opportunity to help everybody else, we'll do live demos of exactly what you say a problem is. There, we just showed that.
Yep.
Maybe spoilers.
Maybe spoilers, because I'm trying to get a consensus of who all in the chat has already seen it and who will be pissed if we talk about spoilers, because we need to talk about some of the spoilers while we talk about it.
It is your national duty to go see that movie. I'm telling you right now, if you haven't seen it yet.
Here we go.
He's going in.
So let's talk about the sixth biggest movie opening weekend of all time.
Number one
of all time. Deadpool had the biggest movie of all time.
Best movie in the world, you say?
You guys need to start this off by thanking Canada a lot for this one. Just thank us. Bring it.
Yeah, you did do us a solid with this one, with giving us Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool or Wolverine.
Yeah. All three of them Canucks. But Aaron, you love this movie, don't you?
I love it. I love it so much. I'm going to see it again this weekend.
Mm-hmm. All right, Dan.
Got to.
Well, you know, I have said, I actually told Pop Blender that I wouldn't be opposed to going to see it again. It was good enough that I would give some of my money to see it again, mostly because of all the shit I know I missed. But I'm gonna read through this real quick. I'm not gonna narrate the whole thing, but it is the 6th highest opening weekend of any movie. It beat out Jurassic World for that spot.
Did it beat the Titanic?
No, I'm sure it did not beat Titanic.
Oh.
I didn't actually look up what the other 5 were, but so Jurassic World opened with 208 million in 2015, and this one made 211, and that's just North America. That's North America. The global number is $444,300,000 is what it made. Or globally, beating Avatar: The Way of Water, which everybody went and saw that opening weekend, but nobody went and saw it the second weekend.
Yeah.
Avatar, I still haven't seen yet.
I have not. I've not seen the second one either. I don't. It'll be on somewhere sometime.
My son and I walked out of Avatar 2 in the theater like less than an hour in. It was that boring.
Oh, I'm not. I ain't walking out of shit. If I pay for it, out of my pocket, I ain't walking out. I don't care how bad it is,
bro. That's exactly how I am. That's how bad it was. I broke that rule. Like it was that bad.
Yeah, it looks like everyone in the chat's seen it. Bobby said he'd enjoyed it. Shane says Gambit was funny.
Gambit was fucking hilarious. So I guess we're going spoilers since we're talking about Gambit being in it. So like I don't have a bunch of media and stuff pulled up. I just thought we'd talk about it. So beginning, man, now Shane, that one, if you was gonna walk out of one, I kind of liked it, but them singing, no. Sweeney Todd, I liked Sweeney Todd. I like the idea of it, but don't put him in a musical anymore. So the beginning of it, man, where he's fighting the TVA and he digs up Wolverine, and he's TVA starts showing up and he's fighting them off with Wolverine's adamantium skeleton. That shit, I laughed through the whole damn thing. What'd y'all think about that scene, man?
I've been listening to Madonna all freaking day. When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I've been listening to it all day.
So he's got the arm and the elbow bone, femur and or the forearm, and using it as nunchucks. So just killing the shit out of those guys.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about the opening scene? I mean, it opened with a bang.
Bro, you go first.
I liked it. I mean, it was easy to see it coming because of the way that they had done all the trailers and everything. You knew this scene was coming. Finally, but you didn't know it was his adamantium skeleton that was the weapon and that was the gimmick. And I loved them sitting side by side and he's talking to the cadaver. The in sync moves, that fourth wall break with the dancing I could have done without. You could have thrown any other kind of joke in there. I would have been better off for it. But overall, I thought that was good. Yeah.
I thought I liked the dancing scene. I mean, it was even for being a Deadpool movie, it was a little like, I don't want to say out of place. It was just it was strangely placed, I thought, for it to be in there. And like, I didn't think it was out of place to be in the movie, but to be right there at that scene. But it was like, here he is dancing, and then here he is beating the shit out of somebody with Wolverine's skull. So, that's what Deadpool's all about, is shock value and middle school jokes, So it worked. I liked it.
I thought Deadpool, every Deadpool movie I see, he's just so clever and witty through the whole damn movie. It's hilarious. But when what sparked that scene with the skeleton was like he said, I promise not to use any of my weapons until he got pissed off at one dude at one point in the end, and he used his sword. I forget how that scene went, but I thought it was really clever, man.
That was a dude he stabbed in the dick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's I am going to what Shane says here. I am going to bring that up here in a few minutes.
It's a good point.
I don't want to jump right into that, but I'm gonna star that because I am gonna touch on that.
Put
Put a pin in that because I'm gonna go back to that.
Yeah.
The TVA. Did you guys watch Loki?
Yes.
Did you watch? You watched it, Aaron? Did you watch Loki?
I didn't watch it. Okay, I may have seen it like bits and pieces.
Okay. Well, I watched season 1. I still never watched season 2, and everybody says it's awful.
So I wouldn't know to say if it was awful, so long as it was kind of a convoluted mess, right?
Okay.
But in the end, Loki is like the god of time and dimensional space, and he's the great story weaver. He should have been in this at some point, like if the TVA was there, and you're not going to throw Owen Wilson at us, you're going to throw what's her name in there. Loki, I think everybody at the end was kind of going, but wait, where was he?
Yeah, I thought that I was waiting as soon as we saw TVA, or you found out about it before you saw the movie, whatever. As soon as you saw TVA was part of it, I think everybody was going, where is Loki? Why is Loki not making an appearance? Like you said, Crow, where's Owen Wilson? How do you have the TVA and not have Loki in it?
Yeah.
So,
And
hey, Miss Parker.
Yes, hello, ma'am.
I'm trying to clear off this chair while she's in here.
To me, Loki should have been a big reveal. Like you find out Paradox was just Loki dicking around at the end or something silly, or the post credit, like Loki just kicks back and goes, well, that problem solved itself or whatever, right? Like,
something.
Tom Hiddleston should have done something in this.
Yeah. And I brought up last night on Pop Blender and Matthew's stream when they had a good discussion about it, and a lot of you guys were in and listened to that, and they can dissect this better than I ever could. But one thing I brought up was, where the fuck was Cable? Like, why is Cable not in this?
Yeah,
I liked Cable in Deadpool 2. A lot of people didn't for whatever reason, and I don't like the character of Cable either. Him and Deadpool were shit out of the same corn dog.
Yeah,
so
Rob Fields.
I don't really like either one of those characters, but I liked both of them in the movies. So the whole time I'm going, where's Cable? And they brought up it was probably budgetary with getting Josh Brolin back for it, because they had a lot of, let's face it, a lot of the cameos that they had were people that are not as in the forefront as Josh Brolin has been lately. So maybe it was, we can get these 4 or 5 people, or we can get this guy or this girl. And maybe that's the same case with Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah. I mean, like Domino was absent. I can't remember her name either, but she wasn't there. Domino. For some reason, we had the actor who played Shatterstar agreed to come back, but Brolin was confusing as Cable, because in the second movie at the end, he said, I'm going to stick around this timeline and keep an eye on things. So the character should have been really available, but again, budgetary, most likely, right? Aaron, what do you think of that?
I mean, they had to keep some kind of budget. I think all the guest stars, I mean, everyone that starred, I'm the world's worst at actors' names. She knows.
Got me for.
She knows. Yeah, she's my backup. But man, when Channing Tatum or Gambit, Channing Tatum, I can never say his name right.
Yeah, Channing.
Dude, when he popped in And I didn't even know, like, I did not know he was going to be in the movie. That's how like how much I investigate movies. I'll just wait until I see it. And I was caught by surprise, but I was like, you know what? In my opinion, that was solid, man. That was like almost a perfect fit, man, because of his voice and stuff. I knew he could pull the voice off a little bit better than normal.
I don't think he pulled it off very well at all.
No.
Yeah,
Really
I think
it up, and I think it was intentionally hammed up.
Yeah, that was on purpose.
Yeah. I thought it was funny as hell and just a good fit, man, for that particular movie.
Darren, what are you doing Gambit? Because I have a big one on Gambit. So
well, I'm also not really a big Gambit fan, but I've never been that big of an X-Men fan. However, in this movie, Gambit was fucking awesome. Because he was there as a parody. I mean, they let him, they put him in there. He was meant to be the way that he portrayed. He pulled it off perfectly. Being unintelligible, like we talked about Snatch earlier, like Brad Pitt's character in Snatch.
Pikey.
And he was across the multiverse. You know, he was one of those Gambits, you know, that happened to fall into that. What's it called? I forget. The Void. Is that what
the
Void?
Void? Yeah. Well, this is Bot Blender says this is what wise. Channing Tatum tried for years to get a Gambit movie, and Fox bought Disney. It all fell apart, and this is making fun of that situation. And that's why.
Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah.
So the deal was that Gambit was going to have his own movie because in the late 90s, especially around 97, Gambit was the most popular X-Men. He came out of nowhere. He was in the age of the bad boy 90210 hero type. Now, years later, Channing Tatum was constantly ready to go, and they kept finding like these new reasons to shut it down. If you pay attention to his unintelligible dialogue in the movie, you can make out what he's saying. It's just very hard. And a lot of it is his own fourth wall breaking about this, about how he doesn't belong to any dimension. Perhaps he never was. Perhaps he always existed here in the void. It was all just this joke about how his movie never got made. Right?
Yeah. I can't wait to be able to watch it again with subtitles on, especially for the Gambit stuff, because it hit you seeing it. I mean, I've only seen it the one time, so a lot of stuff that's gonna take a rewatch, but
I can't remember me not being able to understand him. I pretty much understood what he was saying the whole time, but I talked to a lot of Cajuns.
When he first came in, I couldn't understand what he was saying.
That's what I was gonna say, Missy, is it hits you out of nowhere when he walks in, and you're like, oh, Gambit, and then he starts talking, and it takes you a minute to adjust, and you're like, wait, what the fuck did he say?
Freaking Boomhauer out there, dang old boo. But I understand all that,
man. Didn't come out of nowhere. The cars, man, just boom.
The other part. Sorry, the other part I loved about Gambit was the costume. They showed you just how ridiculous this costume translates. Green. His head looked like the pimple. Like
he did look squeezed, man.
It was funny. The costume looked ridiculous.
I was gonna say, while we got Missy here, because we're always getting like a male perspective of like X-Men and all that, and you know, we're comic lore or action figure oriented like me or whatever. How did you enjoy the movie?
I loved it.
Was it good?
I thought it was awesome.
Rate it, Missy. Missy, rate it.
1 to 10. On a 1 through 10.
Don't be haters, but I thought it was a 10 out of 10. Yes. I thought it was hilarious. I loved every bit of it.
Love this girl.
You guys are made for each other.
I've heard your opinions.
Probably heard Aaron cussing our opinions. I can believe you motherfucker
didn't say, can't believe he rated 7.5. I was in tears when I was telling her. Actually, I was crying.
Really loved it.
7.5 is a fine movie.
Yeah, we will discuss our ratings and our overall thoughts. So the TVA being kind of the the big bad or what's set up to be the big bad, and then you find out they're kind of the middle bad. Nobody really liked that part. That's why I asked you guys if you watch Loki, because he went out of his way to explain what the fuck the TVA is if you didn't watch Loki. That way you don't have to go back and watch Loki. You just go watch that one episode and it lays it out for you. I thought that was absolutely hilarious that they included that. I'll let Aaron read that. Did you enjoy that joke?
And Missy, I like the pegging joke. So you have to explain pegging to Missy down south, since you brought this up, because she doesn't know what pegging.
I didn't bring it up. My cousin brought it up, and I'll let y'all do that on a sidebar.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna give the definition of that.
Bro, what's the definition of pegging? Do you know that?
I have no idea.
Go to urbandictionary.com.
Well, I'll pull out the old Google device here in a second and look.
Yeah. That was a deep cut. Cassandra Nova.
I got it. Hang on. Pegging. Here, I'll let you read it out.
I'm not reading that.
I don't have my glasses, so you have to.
Yeah, I agree. Shane, the Cassandra Nova, that was a very interesting call, and they did it right. They did it right out of the Grant Morrison run of the X-Men. Yeah. She looked exactly like the way she
I'll say this. Pegging involves a butt.
Yeah. Yeah, you can figure the rest out from there with objects, okay? So, yeah, having her, because, like, not being a super huge X-Men fan, follower, whatever, like, I vaguely knew who that chick was. And I didn't read any of that stuff with her in it. I was aware of her, but I was like, okay, who's this now? And I was like, oh, shit, okay, wow. Like they're going way back in the Wayback Machine and pulling this out for the main villain. I thought that was kind of ballsy, but you had to have something other than the fucking TVA behind it all or tied to it all. It was just kind of flimsy.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree to the point that, listen, Cassandra Nova appeared in the X-Men comics right after the X-Men got their first batch of movies. Like, they were literally wearing black and yellow spandex in the comics because it was that fresh. Then Grant Morrison writes in this Cassandra Nova, twin to Xavier character, that villainy in the womb and all this, right? She never really seemed that cool of a character. To see her suddenly show up in the Deadpool 3, not just as the character, but as the big bad, I was like, okay, let's see what you do with this. Here's the problem. The irreverence they treated all the other villainous characters in this movie because of how untouchable she would be was the comic relief that I was like going, it's almost insulting. Like, to see Sabretooth taken care of like that.
Yeah,
like,
quickly.
Come on now.
Everybody was waiting for that fight.
Epic battle.
Toad lasted longer than Sabretooth in this movie somehow.
You're right. You're right. He did.
He turned on they turned on the magnet and it was done.
Yeah. Toad totally did. Toad made it. So I want to touch on, so we talked about the Void and some of the characters. So we got X-23, the same chick that was X-23 in Logan, which I have not finished watching. Yes, I've never seen Logan. I'm about halfway through it.
Watch all of it.
I know. It's great. I just not a huge Wolverine fan. Didn't watch Logan when it comes out.
That's one I'm going to rewatch because it's been a while.
That one earned a high rating.
Logan's great so far. And so I'm waiting to finish it. I just hadn't had a chance because all of my friends have live streams I try to watch after work. So I haven't had a chance to finish it yet. But so we got X-23, same chick. We got Gambit. We got Elektra. We got freaking Blade. We got to talk about, Legends brought it up. We got to talk about Wesley Snipes coming back as Blade. Yeah. that was the most surprising to me of the people that they could have pulled and put into that little group was seeing Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Yeah, I was stoked when I seen him.
My dad.
Yeah,
I love
and I think Matt was
what,
talking
Missy?
about that.
I said my dad made me watch that movie.
Blade's great.
Yeah.
So, did you watch Blade 3? Because I think that's what Matt was talking about last night. On
No,
stream.
I think I only watched like the first two.
She's actually
I
a
probably
huge.
watched the third one. I just don't remember. I was so young.
Believe it or not, I know it doesn't
It's
sound like it, but
forgettable.
she's a huge movie buff.
I
Like,
am.
No, I believe it.
I watch all movies.
Yeah.
Um,
Blade 3
Blade-
was the one with Ryan Reynolds playing King. So there was, I think, Darren, you or sorry, Bob, down south, you can probably speak to this better because I think it was you were more in the discussion last night. Weren't they talking about this on your cousin's stream?
Yeah, they famously did not get along, Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes, during the making of Blade 3. Wesley Snipes was in a period where he was trying to do method acting and was disagreeable to pretty much everybody he came in contact with. And they're famous about that is a famous story about how much they didn't get along. Ryan Reynolds was trying to be nice to him and he wasn't having it, blah, blah. So to see Wesley Snipes turn up in this movie where Ryan Reynolds is the star versus the other way around for Wesley Snipes' movie, that was kind of one of those things, one of those in jokes that I actually did get. So that was the whole thing with Blade turning up and everybody was like, oh shit. And then everybody realized, wait, Wesley Snipes in a Ryan Reynolds movie. That was what tripped everybody out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you are probably not any worse off for not remembering much about Blade 3. Blade 3 was not very good.
Yeah, that's the one with the crazy
I would've
killer
remembered it.
vampires that were killing vampires or something. Or
Triple H from the WWE decided to be an actor for a day and a half.
Sounds
And-
familiar.
Yeah, we
That
did.
sounds familiar.
We did see it. It's just been a while.
Yeah.
I'm
I'd
sure
have
we
to
did.
rewatch it to know if I watched it.
Yeah, because they had that hardened heart or something. Was that the one where they had that extra hard heart that they had to break through? Or
Yeah.
okay,
It
Yeah,
had Dracula being played from the guy from Prison Break in it, right? He was supposed to be the next up and coming action villain. No.
Yeah.
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 So I love the Blade. The movies. Like one was great. 2 was pretty good. 3 was like, you kind of need to watch that one if you've seen the other 2. But Wesley Snipes said it, like he is Blade. Like he's Blade. He's the one and only Blade. Supposedly, Matthew and Pop Blender probably can speak to this more than I can. Supposedly, they're in talks to bring him back, as giving him a new deal under Disney to bring Blade back because everything has fallen apart as far as trying to get different actors to revise it. So
has it fallen
hopefully
apart?
that happens.
I thought they already had him recast, and that was the joke. Was like, don't tell him that he's been recast. Like, but maybe I haven't gotten the most recent news on that.
Yeah, that's they can probably tell for sure.
He's got the same last name as me.
Dominic Purcell.
I only know
Yeah,
that because he
that's
has the same last name as me.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a
Now you
distant
guys know
cousin.
Missy's last name.
I mean, it's only on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's not hard to find.
It's not Toyenhancer?
Mm.
Missy Toyenhancer.
I remember the big thing about Blade 2 coming out was how big that rave music was at the time. So Crystal Method got a huge boost out of a Blade 2 soundtrack. Ali walked from the project after 10 years of shit.
Yeah, they could not get they never could get the script and never could get everything to fall in place. So how do you say it? Mauricia. I can never say that. I want to say maraschino, like he's cherry.
Oh, okay. So he walked. Yeah.
I'm not even going to try.
Yeah, I'll butcher it every time. But he was going to be the lead, and they just never could get everything to gel. So hopefully those rumors are going to be true and Wesley Snipes is going to be back. And I will say that he looked a whole lot better in this movie than he did in whatever the Expendables movie he was in was. 3. Is it 3 where he was Dr. Death, the most ridiculous fucking character in all of the Expendables? He looked better in this movie, and that movie was like 4 years ago. So he can pull it off. I think he's still able enough to pull it off. He really hasn't aged a whole lot, I don't think, because
just a little
shouldn't
gray.
age. Yeah. He shouldn't age much. He's a vampire. So who was y'all's favorite person that showed up in the void? Because we had those Sabretooth, Toad, Johnny Storm that we thought was going to be Captain America.
That was awesome.
It was the Human Torch.
That was badass.
I kind of knew that wasn't going to be Captain America because I'd watched some stuff on this before. So that kind of, I spoiled that for myself by watching too many Deadpool related leaks like weeks before. But I don't know if I had a favorite in the void. I liked all the Wolverine cameos the best, like the different types of Wolverines. I think my favorite Wolverine one was when he was crucified on the X. It comes from like the 224 era of the Uncanny, when they go to Genosha and he gets crucified and left there. And I just loved how Deadpool just kind of ignored him. Like, nah,
he was just like, okay.
Too bleak, can't help, gotta go. That to me was the best way to deal with that one. I was like, yeah, you don't touch that one, you just move on. I thought that was the best cameo.
Yeah, they all of the Wolverines. I like the patch that Aaron's got up there. I was like, oh, that's awesome. They got patched. Then he wound up stabbing him through the fucking head as they got in the fight. We got to talk about comic accurate Wolverine. little short one.
Yeah. He was so tiny. He's like, look at you, little fella.
Yeah, that was funny. All of the Wolverine cameos were great.
The Henry Cavill one, I think, was probably the one everybody really liked the most out of them because it made
definitely my favorite.
Yeah, but anyone else here feel a little robbed of a Hulk Wolverine fight that should have lasted maybe a few seconds longer than what we got? Like that to me is an epic piece of Wolverine history, and you just pissed on it by not even really letting us see a piece of it.
Yeah, anybody would love to see that, and I hope we do in the future some way, somehow. Yeah,
there's rumors swirling about it, but I mean, there's probably a ton of rumors swirling after the kind of stuff that you saw in this movie. There's talk about that, but that I've seen, and I don't even dive that deep into it. So maybe we'll get it. I'm also not that big of a Hulk fan either, so whatever.
This comment here, I'm going to be the guy that disagrees with Triple C, probably for the first time on Alive. I absolutely do. Jennifer Gardner is beautiful. I think she made an absolutely terrible Elektra. She was the worst possible actress for that role. That isn't to say she can't play an action espionage type female. I reference you to the TV show Alias she did for several seasons. She can do that. But to play a ninja hand-related assassin was too much of a reach, and it was too much about other actors when she got that role, I think.
Yeah, it kind of was.
She did good. I kind of agree with you, though. I feel like it could have been someone else. When I think Jennifer Gardner, I don't think like ninja badass.
Yeah.
I think sweet mom,
or struggling woman, trying to get strong or something. Yeah.
But did anybody see Alias? She was fantastic in Alias. Like, I think that's where she really got a lot of momentum, and she was, like I said, badass spy chick. It was good. But did you guys look up for the other Deadpools?
Yeah, there were. I did. I didn't. I don't remember all of them. I know Matthew McConaughey was one of them. Ron Reynolds, his wife, his 2 kids. His kids were Kid Pool and whatever the baby is, baby
Yeah.
bull, whatever the fuck it is. Those were his kids.
Yeah, I learned that last night. I was like,
I
holy
didn't know
crap.
that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So yeah, that was interesting. There's probably a bunch more of those that will wind up coming out of the woodwork.
Nice
as
Pool was
far as-
interesting.
Nice pool, yeah. The
Nice.
nice pool was one you had to really think about to get it. You know what I mean?
All right.
Like,
I asked the question last night on Pop and Matthew's stream because I didn't know Nice Pool is Nice Pool canon. Was Nice Pool in the comics or made up for the movie? And I think the consensus is he was made up for the movie. In which case, he's just a plot device. He's plot armor, MacGuffin for Deadpool to get the dog, and the fact that he's the only one that can't regenerate.
Yeah.
yep.
If it was any other movie, that shit would have knocked it down an entire point for me right there.
It was hilarious.
I don't know. I understand it was a reason for Ryan Reynolds to actually be Ryan Reynolds in the movie, but it was more of a reason for come up with a way for him to get dog pool.
Okay.
He was like,
So I actually had a theory on this, and I think it goes along with what I think Matt and them were implying. So this was a delivery device for sure, but it was more to show the pandering audiences and the pandering market over at Disney what it looks like when you get what you want, right? You want Mr. Nice, everything, blah, blah, blah. He was kind of putting a joking light on that. And I think we got that when he started talking about the multiverse. And Deadpool's like, whoa, guys, it didn't work. But it's Nice Pool in the background going, I think they've been on a steady build since, like he was cheering them on. And I think that's what he was meant to reflect was like, look what pandering Disney looks like. Of course, we're not giving him a regeneration factor. Of course, we want him to die grotesquely and we're going to play him stupid, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how Ryan Reynolds feels about that.
It's a good perspective on it. I can see that. So Pop Blender, Nice Pool is a meta joke for Ryan Reynolds because he's so likable. That's why a lot of people don't like him is because he's so likable. So I could kind of see that. Yeah, that right here. There's a lot of people want to see him not with us. I'm not one of those people. I love Ryan Reynolds, and I said,
Ryan Reynolds,
yes, he does too. Yeah.
He makes great shit.
And I've said it, like he is Deadpool. Like his personality, the way he is with the snark, he is Deadpool. He's perfect for Deadpool because that's him.
Yeah. Perfect. I think.
Problem is he plays Deadpool in every movie that's not Deadpool. That's the only problem with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's so funny.
Oh, we got a disagreement.
Yeah.
But I think, and I will always think, most likely, Ryan Reynolds' best movie is Waiting. Waiting is the best thing he has ever been in.
What's it
Oh my
on?
God.
It's an old
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
If you've ever worked, and I know you have in some capacity, Missy, in the service industry, like
is it one of his first movies?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I just started watching that and then fell asleep like a couple weeks ago. He was like a waiter and and was teaching somebody else, like in the very beginning of the movie. Yeah, I gotta go finish watching that.
And to answer your question, he has run like a churches for a long time.
So if you've ever worked in the service industry in any capacity, you need to see Waiting. He's Ryan Reynolds, he's Deadpool, and he works at a restaurant that is a send up on TGI Fridays. It's making fun of TGI Fridays, and it's hilarious, and it has a ton of funny other people in it. Luis Guzman is in it. There's just a shitload of other funny people. That to me is his best movie. You'll like it. You need to finish watching it. No, absolutely, it is not his best film. It is his best Ryan Reynolds. It's his best Ryan Reynolds.
Hey guys, I'm gonna grab a coffee real quick.
Grab me one too.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Yes.
I was gonna leave you guys with Missy, but
Oh well, fine then, Missy. Be that way.
It's gonna make my coffee.
Pop Blender says waiting is the story of my life, and it's a good deal of it. So anyway, see Waiting. That's my favorite Ryan Reynolds movie. Agree to disagree if you don't like it, but everybody should watch it if you like Ryan Reynolds. So what I wanted to get to was, so we got to talk about the way that we're rating this movie and the way that we look at it overall. And I am going way back 31 minutes to the comment that Shane made that I starred, and I hope he's still here. He said he had to leave for a few minutes. And that's this one right here. Lots of sexual humor, gay humor at that. Way fucking overboard with it. Way overboard. Even for Deadpool.
Yeah, I get burned out on that stuff.
So the first, all of it in the first 30 minutes, okay, it's funny. The pegging was brought up, that was in there. But it never let up, and it got really stale for me. Like, and when I say gay jokes, and when I say gay jokes, if you don't know, you're watching back or whatever, I don't mean like gay jokes at the expense of gay people. These were all like Deadpool directing them at himself, as if he was the gay person making fun of himself. And while there was way more of it than I give a shit about seeing in any movie at all, what do you guys think about that? They're funny, but man, they got old quick.
Crow, you go first, because me and you were touching on the subject today.
Well, I was gonna let you go first, but
no, you go first.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, I get we're in this era where we want to make everybody feel comfortable in their own skin, and we want to say, listen, it's fine to be attracted to whatever you want to be attracted to, and that's fine. I think we're all mature enough to accept that that's the reality we live in. I think this was being thrown and driven down our throats a little bit through Ryan Reynolds over-sexual.
See what you did there.
Yeah. Driven down our throats. Oh, yeah, now I do. But he over-sexualized Hugh Jackman, right? And so this no longer became a movie about Wolverine contributing to Deadpool's universe. This became about Ryan Reynolds' love letter to Hugh Jackman again, right? And I am like, listen, I got it if you wanted to slide that joke in a couple of times, but you did this at the climax of the movie, the save Hail Mary moment. You threw this in. Like, is this all that Hugh Jackman and Wolverine is to you? Is the punchline for a sex joke? I don't think that's what we want Wolverine to be, is it? Like, that's how I look at it.
What do you think, Aaron?
Well, I understand that he has to have all these jokes and punchlines going out and everything, but I mean, as far as relating it to like, gay stuff or homosexual, however it is, it gets a little overwhelming, and I have a lot of friends that are gay, and it doesn't bother me at all. But like, if I was sitting there watching the movie, like, I could tell it was bothering my friend or something who may happen to be gay, it's kind of like, kind of ruins the movie at that point, like, because you feel for your friend or whatever. But I'm like you guys, I think it was just pushed to like a little too much, man, just a little bit.
I think the only people who like might not even feel that way are gay people. Like, we all have gay friends somewhere, but I think those are the only people that would be like probably laughing at it the most all the time. It just,
and I could see that
get
too.
It.
Yeah,
I think even they would see it as low-hanging fruit of a joke, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's just an easy joke to keep making over again. Spandex and possibly guys, you can keep going back to that. Well, but even I think like the side that would be a part of the queer culture would sit there and go, okay, well, you're kind of just throwing it all around willy-nilly. It's losing any kind of impact as a joke after a while, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, and it, and they were funny. Like we all three of us and half the people in the chat make those kind of jokes, on our streams, talking about us or talking about our friends. We do it all the time. But I think they ramped it up so much. Like, and Pop Blender says, I'm the first one to call this shit out. I thought it was par for the course with these movies. It was, but
it is.
At some point, it's just like, all right, we fucking get it. Like, joke about something else.
I'll agree with Pop in that it is par for the course, in that this is very much a Deadpool personality trait. He is very much bisexual, doesn't give a fuck. I understand that.
Yeah.
Right? But it's directing it all towards Hugh Jackman and all direct at Wolverine. Okay, the Hugh Jackman thing, that's a joke that got old fast. It's been going on for years between Ryan Reynolds and him.
For a while.
The Wolverine thing is just, it's like, that's got nothing to do with anything that's been associated with Wolverine's character in the past. Why are you wedging it in here? It's out of place. Like
I thought it was funny.
Deadpool also had favored Thor, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's holding him.
Why is Thor crying? we never found out why Thor was crying.
I had thought I had seen it, something on one of those videos that explained that this was Paradox just manipulating him, right? Like he had actually doctored the footage that he had of Thor and Loki and just put Deadpool's face on there to trick him into believing he could have relevance one day. That's why he never.
Yeah, I mean that's entirely plausible. I mean, maybe that's a conclusion that I should have jumped to, but yeah, I mean that's possible. I don't know. I just not even just like the stuff with Wolverine, just all of it, like the pegging part, like that wasn't Wolverine, that was the TVA dudes. And that was in the part of the movie where it hadn't gotten completely old yet. So I don't know. It's funny. It does fit in with this character, but even with what they were doing, like, all right, we've made that joke. We've made that joke 20 times already. Let's make a different joke.
I have to ask one of my buddies is like, do you think it's too much? Do you think they had too much in this movie?
Yeah, I mean, you guys know me. I'm gonna tell you what I think, and I'm crass and all that shit. And even I think that they went overboard with it. So yeah, it's just me. Like Pop said, it's my opinion. I think they overdid it with that shit.
I keep coming back to that shocking number of 7. Right? I think 7 is a fair grade. It's a good movie. That's 3/4. That's better than half, right? 7 is a fine grade for a movie, and I feel like that should be acceptable. I think what's going to happen is as everybody gets used to what they saw with Deadpool 3, they're going to realize the plot wasn't that strong. The cameos were there just for you, not for a movie, right? This was a love letter from an actor to a directing staff of Marvel Comics and nothing more. They did a great job of it in that they did better than Doctor Strange into the multiverse of madness crap, right? But in the end, we're not talking about the next Oscar winner here, right?
No. Well, and that's kind of what I want to get to with us talking about our ratings. Now, you guys want to comment on another scene or another part of the movie, feel free to bring it up and chat too if there's anything we hadn't talked about that you really like. But the crux of what I want to talk about is where we come up with our ratings for it. So because we got varying ratings. Aaron and Missy loved it, and me and Crow liked it. And I think this movie, like in the grand scheme of Marvel and the entire MCU, the scope of it, like this movie doesn't matter. Like it's off the rails. It's got no real impact in the MCU as far as continuing anything on or whatever.
Yeah, this was kind of like a bonus.
this was another multiverse movie. Like, it was a multiverse movie making fun of the multiverse, and nothing in it really, I mean, it might overlap some of the coming up stuff, but anything else they do that's related to this movie, it's going to be an offshoot of what happens here. We all thought this was going to be Deadpool going back and wiping out the multiverse to reset the shit Disney has taken on it. And that really didn't happen because nothing here really had any big impact on anything going forward. And that brings me back to, I hate the whole multiverse concept, because it is a blank check for them to make storylines and movies that don't matter. The next one, they can redo it. They can reboot the character in any way they want and say, oh, well, this is Earth 5749. The shit that took place on 6/16 or whatever it is. See, that's my take.
I'm kind of opposite with that. Like, I kind of this movie kind of made the multiverse like interesting to me, to where we can get these little dibble dabbles of craziness once in a while, and we know proper lore from comics and whatnot, and then we can just like go and ease into something else, and just because of the multiverse, like, I don't know, this movie kind of made me appreciate it a little more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that's weird. I know that's opposite of what you're saying.
I was seeing some of the chat there, and I think we've sparked a nerve with the homosexual humor controversy. Guys, take a breath.
I figured it probably would.
Yeah, geez, take a breath. Okay, there's just opinion.
I've not been reading the comments.
I think everybody's fine in the comments. I'm just seeing it and starting to talk about should someone take offense to something and all this. These are opinions about a movie. We're talking about the movie's writing. We're not talking about
talking about movies.
I guess it boils down to the old saying, whatever floats your boat, whatever floats your boat.
But like I said, and I agree with you 100%. This whole thing taking place in the void isn't out. It's like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in the void has no bearing anywhere else. Maybe that's great, but it really doesn't progress the Marvel Universe anywhere. No problems have been solved here. It's just Ryan Reynolds has brought people into it.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Like, it doesn't change any of what Marvel's been giving us, except the fact that the whole fact that this movie got greenlit and made with the digs at Marvel that are in it, they at least acknowledge most everybody's public perception of the
Wolverine is alive again.
Yeah, in this, I mean, yeah.
I wonder if they'll do anything with that.
That's if they do. I mean, I think it'll be an offshoot of this. We know there's a new X-Men Secret Wars. They're going to show up. Yeah. So
they're getting there.
Like Deadpool said, till you're 90, man. He's going to make movies till he's 90.
Yeah. So this is a whole nother thing. Disney in deep with the multiverse. They have to keep it going. That's how Dr. Doom can be Robert Downey Jr. and end up with him being Tony Stark in 3 movies. I mean, I'm interested to see how that will play out with, I guess we'll find out in 2026 when Secret Wars. Sure. I mean, he can be Dr. Doom. We're just going to have to, unless they've got some kind of plot device, we're going to have to suspend the fact that everybody that he's going to interact with knows him as Tony Stark. Because they're going to have to show him as Victor.
They're saying it's based. Yeah, they're saying it's based on a comic that actually did happen. It's about another universe where they were roommates, and actually, like that. This is actually mirroring a comic that actually happened. Apparently, I had to look into it too because it made no sense to me though why they would do this. But then, what are you going to do when you're Marvel? But just do everything, right? You've got the money. Might as well swing out there.
Well, he makes the joke through the whole movie that he's Marvel Jesus. He is not Marvel Jesus. Robert Downey Jr. is Marvel Jesus.
Marvel Jesus.
That was hilarious though.
I'll tell you the one thing that made this Deadpool movie feel like it just wasn't the third Deadpool movie. It was something else completely. Like, this is very much Deadpool Wolverine. It's not Deadpool 3.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
with you on that, Crow.
Yeah, every Deadpool movie started about his relationship with Vanessa, or he had a sentimental and deeper meaning for the movie. In the end, this movie was just about, look how fucked up everything got because I played with a time machine. Like, really, that's all this was. So it didn't feel like a third Deadpool movie. It just felt like something else completely.
Yeah. And not to tip us off the subject, but did you notice how fast the figures sold out on Hasbro?
Yeah. They went up. They went
Amazingly.
They went up on Saturday, right before I went in to the movie. I went to Yojo Depot and actually wound up going to a later movie than what I intended because I stayed there so long. By the time I drove from the store to the movie, and I got there a few minutes early, I looked at my phone and I saw the announcement and I was like, oh, and they were still available when I looked at it. And I'm like, I really want this Deadpool figure. I don't have a Deadpool figure. And I don't really like Deadpool, but I would like to have a Deadpool figure to play with and pictures or whatever. I'm like, I ain't gonna buy it. I ain't seen the movie yet. Like, I've seen the other movies. I didn't buy one, whatever. So when I got out of the movie, like, I'm gonna get the Deadpool figure. Ah, shit. It's sold out.
So you weren't able to get one?
No, I mean, he sold out. You can still get him on Entertainment Earth, I think. He's still available.
I was gonna say that's one
on Hella Dope.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't have either. Is
Give me a couple of weeks, guys. We'll see if I can't muster them. I've seen them around here a lot in Canada. Like, a lot of our Walmart travel.
I would take any Deadpool fig.
This is the one. This isn't the one that just come out for the 85th. This is the one for the movie. And Matthew will probably know.
Legacy?
Yeah, Matthew will no. It's
called Deadpool Wolverine for the
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Look, yeah, I think I know which ones those are too, though. But yeah, okay.
Matthew will probably know. It's probably the same Deadpool that we've already gotten.
Okay, Matthew said slightly darker colors. Okay,
so he's up on Hella Dope. You can pre-order him on Hella Dope.
Oh,
so if you're gonna pre-order him, go over there and use Punk's code.
Can I get him?
They are all still up on Hella Dope.
Yeah.
So those are the two. And here's the box, Crow. That's the box for these.
Okay,
that we're talking about. Yeah, because the other one, I actually saw the other one at Target. I've seen the Spider-Man, the Deadpool, and the Wolverine. So if I saw that Deadpool, I would probably buy that one if I see it at Target again. But finding it right now,
you're
gonna have to get there when they open.
You did see this brand that you have on screen right now at Target?
No, that one has not been released yet.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I was like,
this one. This one releases in December. The one that's out now is the 85th one. The whatever Legends or whatever it was.
There he is.
Yeah.
85th Wolverine.
Yep, that's the Wolverine. So Matthew says that they're different, little different shades. So I'll probably wind up getting it because I don't have a Deadpool figure because I'm not that huge of a Deadpool fan. Although I do like the movie version. I'm still never going to go back and read the comic. And that's what I say about a lot of the end jokes and stuff. Dave, night, buddy. I appreciate you stopping in. We'll see you around the bend.
See you there, Devil Dave.
So that's kind of like that's the end jokes. Like, I don't know all those different Deadpools. I know that there's a bunch of different multiverse Deadpools. I thought they were cool to look at, but I don't know how many of them are real Deadpools and how many of them are just ones they threw in that aren't in comics. There's probably a ton of in jokes between Deadpool and Marvel stuff that I missed in this movie just because I don't stay up to date with all of the Marvel stuff. Like, I mean, I love Marvel, but I'm not on top of everything. And I've never read a lot of the superhero comics. I only really read Spider-Man, some Captain America, a couple of Hulks, but those are really the only ones that I read as a kid in Marvel. Like, I was Punisher. Punisher's not a superhero. So there's a lot of stuff I probably didn't get, and that's another reason I want to be able to watch the movie where I can like go, what was that? Or you know, look it up and see if that was really a thing. So yeah, so I like the movie. I didn't love the movie. I give it a 7.5. It was enjoyable, but because it really solved nothing in the overall scope of the MCU. I mean, this was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, just better. And the fact that this whole movie was nothing but a chance to finally put Wolverine and Deadpool together. It was a wet dream for fans of the characters. That's it. That's all it was. And they did it well. Right. They give you everything you wanted to see. You got to see them fight each other and kill each other.
I was entertained.
And team up. So they give you everything. You got to see them fight, and you got to see them team up and kick ass together and become BFFs. So it was just kind of there, you know. That's why it didn't hit every mark for me. But people that have asked me what I thought of it that haven't seen it yet, like, I tell them it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't any better, and it wasn't any worse. This was one of the few movies I've seen lately, like probably within the last couple years, that have hit my expectations for it. Yeah. So how do you guys arrive at the score you give it, Aaron and Missy?
Mine was mainly on comedy. I didn't overthink it. Like, obviously you guys are toy people and y'all are looking into all the, you know, aspects on
technicalities.
Yeah, I could care less, honestly.
For us simple-minded people.
Fuck you.
I'm one of them too. What are you talking about?
No, I'm big on just comedy movies, and it was absolutely hilarious. Like,
we had a good time.
Yeah. I mean, everybody in the movie theater was cracking up.
Singing. This one lady was freaking out. I guess because who does she love? Who was she freaking out? Like, this lady was jumping out of her seat, man. Like, freaking out. What scene was that? And we had to look over, like, is she okay?
Yeah, I can't remember. When one of the people came out, she was just like freaking out. Like, and it was the only person. It was
the Wolverine reveals that we were going through, and it was one particular one, and you could just tell this lady was probably
sad. I don't know. It was mainly for the comedy, though. Like, I mean, if it makes me laugh, and like I can laugh throughout the whole movie and enjoy the whole movie, and it wasn't disappointing. So
no,
I got a 10 out of 10 for it.
So no, the comedy part definitely wasn't. I mean, we touched on what I think about some of it, but yeah, the comedy was there. I laughed. I did the same thing. Yeah. I laughed through the whole movie. Before Hear Crow, the part that the lady was freaking out about, was it on the same par with the way I saw people freak out in Endgame when we heard "On Your Left" for the first time, and you saw the portal and Falcon fly through? Because there was a dude next to me when I saw Endgame, I thought was having a fucking seizure.
That's what I thought. I was like, is she okay?
No, she was really excited. I can't even pinpoint. I don't remember what it was, because I was thinking for a second it was when like Elektra and Blade came out, but
Might have been.
You're saying
it might have been. It
might have
been Magic Mike, baby.
No, it definitely wasn't. Freaking I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, there were some cheers, and I know Pop Blender when he saw it, because he saw it way early, and he talked about there not being that many people in there. I saw it in the middle of the day on Saturday. It was packed. When I bought my seat, there were 4 left.
Yeah, I think we did Friday night.
Yeah, we did.
Was it Saturday?
We did a Saturday, I think. I'm pretty sure it was Saturday.
Friday or Saturday night. It was a lot of people.
It was loaded.
No, it was like 8 something. There was a lot of people in there.
Yeah, because I said something about it, and you were like, "I'm going." Me and Missy are going tomorrow, I think, and because I was like, "I'm gonna go tomorrow," and you said, "Oh, we're going tomorrow too." Yeah. But it was packed, and I think the theater was full. Now I saw it in a theater that is a smaller one because it has the reclining seats, so it's not one of the big giant ones. But yeah, it was completely full. And I'm trying to think if I saw any particular scene where anybody did that, because there were a lot of, and a lot of, oh shit, when you saw somebody or. Yeah.
I like that. I like the interaction with the crowd, and that's what makes a movie great sometimes, everyone else is enjoying
go with it. I think the scene that we're looking for, I think the closest one that I can think of where the theater reacted like that was Flame On. When John,
it's a possibility that
may have been it, Crow. Yeah,
that seemed to be the big red herring for some people, but I think Aaron, you talked about it right there, and Matt's been talking a little bit about it in the chat. No, I'm just going to dry our eyes on it. Yeah, a 7 out of 10. I agree with Down South. Like this movie, I had loaded expectations as a comic fan who knew about Deadpool, sure, but I put them on side. Look, I wasn't looking for a movie to solve the Marvel universe. I was looking for a good Marvel movie. Okay. Yeah. And I don't know that this necessarily was a good Marvel movie. It was a fantastic Ryan Reynolds movie. It was a good Hugh Jackman action movie. It was a lot of good things. It just wasn't maybe what I needed it to be as a moviegoer. But as far as the movie going experience goes, going to see a movie like this on the first few days, that's a 10 out of 10 experience every time, because you're with a bunch of people in that audience. Yeah. They're going to laugh at the jokes and enjoy the movie, and you can enjoy that with them. It's hard to do that in the theater.
Let me ask you, did you take your son?
Yep.
Did he enjoy it?
Yeah, absolutely. And he'd never been a Deadpool fan before. You just give him the brief intro and say, this is what you're up against. It's going to be a gobbledygook mess, but it'll be funny. And he agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And Pop Blender took his son, who had not seen either one of the other 2 movies. If correct me if that's wrong, I think that was what you said, Pop. And his son liked it too. His son's, still in high school age, and his son liked it, not really having a lot of background on a lot of the characters. So, if I had a kid, I like to think I would have taken him to see it too. So I'm trying to think the age range of the people that were in there. It was mixed. I know the couple that I sat beside were probably at least a good 5 years older than me. And I could tell the wife did not know what she was in for. Because he would laugh and then he'd catch himself, and you'd hear her go, "Oh my God!" But she was enjoying it.
Like, and see, that wasn't her kind of movie. About. I was talking about that earlier. It's a real good movie for couples because you have Madonna songs going through it. You have all these girl songs.
Oh God, we were all singing along.
Yeah, I was singing, man,
in the beginning.
I'll sing all those songs. I don't care where I'm at.
So
I had a great soundtrack.
I've had 2 really noteworthy audience experiences in 2 Marvel movies. It was Endgame. Sorry, how does it go? Does it go Infinity War, Endgame? What was the first part of Endgame? Yeah. I can't remember what the first one was. Right, and Deadpool 2 was. So the first part of Endgame, when it leaves you on this cliffhanger, I felt horrible. This woman had brought like her 7-year-old son to watch this movie. And when Spider-Man turned to dust, this kid did the same. And we
man,
like the lights are coming on and we're trying to console this kid going, he's gonna be okay, little man, you know. And then Deadpool 2, when he starts killing everybody in the cocaine lab and talking about what are your kids' babysitter is actually doing. The couple behind us had their 5-year-old daughter there going, wasn't I supposed to have a babysitter?
Cover your eyes.
Yeah. You never know what you get with a movie.
Well, I mean, it's also an R-rated movie. So if you take a kid to it,
you know what you're in for.
You better, and if you've already seen the Deadpool movies and you take your kid to it, that's on you. Like, you know, if you don't get a sitter and you don't let your kids see stuff like this, what fucking wait.
If
would you take our kids to it?
Our kids watch worse shit.
Yeah, we would take our kids to it.
Here's a big warning. If they talked about the movie in your church, don't go see it.
Right?
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna be in a church unless somebody's getting married or buried. So
there they go.
I ain't gonna have that problem. Yeah, I mean, my mom would have taken me to see this. You know, there ain't much my mom wouldn't have taken me to see, and things are different now than they were when we were all kids. There's a whole lot. But the media, though, the people are, but the media, like the shit that's on TV now, I'm talking network TV, like that shit wouldn't ever flown back in the, you know, in the 80s and the 90s. People are so desensitized to everything as far as that goes, but they've become more sensitive to not wanting to offend everybody, you know, with that bullshit. But as far as stuff in R-rated movies, like a lot of stuff in R-rated movies is on TV as well. So taking a kid to a movie like this, like the only thing they're probably going to see that they don't see anywhere during the week maybe would be the language, you know,
even that,
you know, and they're saying it
drop F-bombs all over the place now on regular TV. So I'm like, language is, you really got to be artful to get that censorship in there on the language.
Yeah, it's a whole lot. You know, nobody ever said shit on network TV when we were kids.
Right.
You know, like you remember the old thing with them ad-libbing stuff in, you know, people dubbing in stuff and you could still read their lips. You knew what they were saying.
I think South Park eased a lot of that transition over the years.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had the first show, you know, that said shit when the censors eased up on it. They had a shit counter. I remember that episode. It's 200 and something times they said shit in a 30-minute episode.
Yeah.
Just to celebrate the censors easing up on it. So, well, I guess we've kind of covered. I mean, is there any scenes you guys want to talk about finishing up? I know one that we haven't mentioned yet that everybody is gonna trip out over was the damn car scene in the Odyssey. Scene.
Now, let me clap on that, on the car scene. I really did love that because I'm into jiu-jitsu, of course, but they have the jiu-jitsu car battles where they actually strangle each other with seatbelts. They actually do that stuff. And I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but check it out if you can. And that's what that totally reminded me about. So I was ecstatic when that was going on. I was like, yeah, break his arm, you know, and that's all jiu-jitsu related stuff. Wrap that, you know, he was wrapping the belt around his neck. They really do that stuff. They really compete like that. So I loved it.
Do you have any belts for strangling somebody with the car seat belt yet?
No, I've never done it, but I've watched it a lot. No, all my medals are legit IBJJF medals.
I'd be curious to be sitting in that drafting room where Ryan Reynolds is talking to the Honda Odyssey representative saying, listen, by the end of the movie, this will be a promo for the vehicle. I'm going to act like I like it. Like that vehicle goes through the friggin' ringer, both in opinion and physically. throughout the movie. I don't know if he's supporting this vehicle or not.
And I think it survived. I think it was driving the whole time.
It was. They drove it the whole time. Say good night to Matthew. Matthew is out. Yeah, we are running late. We'll start wrapping it up here in a few. But I did want to talk about that because that was one of the best parts in the whole movie was that damn car scene. And my ex actually had a Honda Odyssey. I loved that thing.
Was it good?
I loved it. I loved driving it. I loved riding in it. It was
roomy.
It was very roomy. Because it was about that year model, the one she had when I saw it, and I was like, oh, holy shit. Like, if only that van was white, like that's the one, that's the one she had. The thing, it was funky. I liked it. I'd have driven it, but I like vans. I like vans and wagons. But that scene, man,
we started going car shopping tomorrow.
Yeah. And you've seen my truck. I'm not trading that for a minivan.
I love your truck. Your truck is awesome.
I want to get those ramen bread vans now just to do that scene on a shelf.
Yeah, man. That whole scene, because we were all sitting there thinking, watching it, because it just kept going, and you're like, how much more can this van take? Like, how long? Because what I was honestly expecting was at the end of that, I was expecting Blues Brothers, where you just see it fall apart.
Yeah, that would be epic.
That is, I was expecting them to throw that in there. But the fact that after all of that, and then the time passes, and you see him wrapped up in like 9 feet of seatbelt, and he's just
they're sleeping. Yeah, that's the best part.
I laughed so hard at that, and then they drive off in it. But
I don't even know how that's possible.
And it's beat all to shit. All the glass is busted out.
I gotta watch it again already.
And all of that shooting and all of those adamantium claws, not a single electrical cable or anything got severed on that van. That thing rolls.
That's what I was like, how's there that much seatbelt left to wrap him up in? And then you guys mentioned it. Somebody mentioned it earlier, when they get out and they come busting out of the, and no, it was just great. I was watching the whole thing, wondering, because if you watch it, you see it get bloodier and bloodier. Like every time they stab each other, and the whole van is just soaked in blood.
I got to answer a question real quick. Lunchbox Killer says, Aaron, what's your favorite submission? My favorite submission is the ninja choke, and that's where you wrap a gi around someone's neck and then you make the reverse transition, and it is brutal.
Mine's a bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow. She's a bow and arrow girl. So now you know our submissions. Sorry, man.
Use gun point. I don't know.
I don't even know what that means.
You're basically taking like someone's jacket, if they had a jacket on, and wrapping it around their neck.
Okay, like John Wick. So
yeah, and then you just transition your body, and it gets tighter. And that's the best part about it. It just gets tighter and tighter to where they got to tap, man. It's gonna pop their head off.
Okay, I've now that I know you explain it, I've seen it, in movies. I like these suggestions right here. These are more.
Yeah, we know them.
Yeah, these are more my speed, or maybe they were 10 years ago.
Cowgirl.
You can hurt yourself bad doing that if you're not careful.
Throw your hip out.
You shouldn't be doing it.
No, not your hip that might get broke.
Let me see.
So I want
Y'all are so wrong.
So I've done that. So
I can picture that now.
Welcome to Backyard After Dark.
You fried my brain.
Don't have this goatee for nothing, folks.
Anyways, on a different subject. Hey, Crow, we have the same shirt.
Johnny Cash. All right, Man in Black.
Yeah.
Not wearing
I have that. I also have that shirt.
We all shop at Target, right?
I think we all do
yeah, I
shop
think I
Target.
did. I
Actually,
think Pop Blender has
she's
that
right.
shirt.
I got mine.
I've seen it in one of your videos.
Yeah, LA. When I lost my luggage, I went and got a Johnny Cash from Target. She's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's where I think Pop Blender's got that shirt too. it's a popular. So me too. I don't fit in the other ones.
I mean, Aaron will wear some of mine sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. I wear all of Aaron's t-shirts. What's his is mine, and what's mine is mine.
Right.
I'll tell you.
Heard it. You guys heard it first.
There you go. You want to know a good one? The good one that we didn't talk about. Nice little joke they slid in there. When they mentioned Daredevil dying, Elektra's reaction to it was
someone had made a comment about that. I'm pretty sure we just kind of skipped over it.
I didn't see it, or I would have highlighted that when we were talking about it. That was
funny. She's like, "It's okay." I'm like that. Yeah.
It was good. So I may go see it again in the theater. I don't know. I may wait until it comes out so I can just watch it at home and stop it, because this thing will probably be out to rent or buy in 6 weeks. So they get them out quick.
Disney. I mean, as soon as it's out of the movie theaters, it should be on Disney.
I don't know if Disney will do it with this one.
I mean, all the Deadpools are already on Disney. I just watched the first Deadpool this morning.
Yeah, I watched them. I'd never seen them either. I watched them Saturday night last week.
Oh, I've watched both of them.
I was painting a house this morning.
Yeah, I'd never seen them. I'd seen.
Did you watch the Wolverine Deadpool first?
No, I saw them. That's what I was saying. I'd never seen them. I'd never seen two, and I had seen most of one through bits and pieces from other people watching it. So I set up last Saturday, the week before Saturday, and I watched one, and I started watching two, and I fell asleep, and I finished it the next day just because I'd never seen them. I don't go see a sequel of any kind if I have not seen the first ones. I don't
right.
So
I'm the same way.
So I had to set up and watch them because I wanted to go see this one. I wanted to see the movie. I thought it looked good, so I wanted to be caught up on Wolverine because I'm not really a big huge fan. So I like cinematic.
Yeah, we watched a lot of the Wolverines, and then I think just kind of stopped watching them after a certain one.
Like Logan.
I think it was X-Men Origins is whenever I stopped watching them. Yeah. So I'm like pretty behind on Wolverine.
To anyone that would just jump into them at any point now, I'd say you'd have to watch all the Deadpools to understand Deadpool. The only Wolverine worth watching in my mind is Logan. The X-Men movies, they can take the walk at this point. You'll get more out of X-Men 97 on Disney than you will out of the X-Men movies from that point.
I did watch some of that with him.
Yeah, she did watch the 97 with me.
I watched a few of the episodes.
I still haven't finished
movies, but they're going to lose their relevance really fast right now, right? So, but Logan is one that is solid all the way through.
And Logan is extremely relevant to Deadpool and Wolverine. So, like I said, I've never watched Logan, but I know what happens in it. So I'm watching it now. I liked the Fox X-Men. Some people don't. I liked them. I've not seen all of them. There's like 3 of them I haven't even watched, and I'm going to go back and watch them now. And it's not just because I'm not a big X-Men fan, so I skipped them when they come out. But I like the first
because of Aaron mainly. I wasn't really big into X-Men.
Honestly, I watched 50 Shades of Grey because of Missy mainly.
So,
hold on up.
I've got the first 3, the original 3. I've got them on DVD, but I think it'll hit Disney Plus. I just think they might wait a little bit longer for the international gross to stack up. and Marvel ain't really got anything else coming down the pike. So they might let this one marinate in theaters for a little while before they do it. It's made more, it's made so much money. Was it for, did I say 200 and whatever million? I've already closed it.
I'd be willing 60 to go see it at the movies again.
I mean, I'd said something to Pop Blender about if he saw it again, might try to go with him. I don't know. Just, I think I would benefit more from not going to see it again and just buying it when it comes out, or at least renting
the amount of money you're going to put into it, you might as well.
Yeah. So, I don't
know if I want to wait that long.
So I want to see it again, but
did you see it you seen it in 3D yet?
No.
Oh man, go see it in 3D,
bro. We wouldn't have to buy it though, because we have
sick,
Disney, so it would. We just wait for it.
Well, I didn't know we were going to see a 3D movie. I was excited.
I know it's going to come out on Disney because they already have like a Wolverine or a Deadpool Wolverine kind of like a preview thing to it on Disney. So
I didn't watch it. I saw it.
They might do a digital download or something like that, where you buy it for a week, like Disney's got
either. Yeah, I mean, you're going to spend $20 going to see it again, and as soon as it comes out to buy, you can probably buy it for $30. So as soon as it comes out, like the first day, it'll probably be $30. So I might just wait. I don't know, but I do want to see it again. I mean, it was good. It just wasn't the level for me that it hit for you guys. So,
how funny it was.
So we're going to wrap it up. We'll go backstage and talk for a couple minutes, but go ahead and wrap it up for the stream. I think we've been going 3 hours and 20 minutes. Well, me and Crow have been going for 3 hours.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right, man. Shit happens.
Well, so. Darren, you've been going too.
So,
so old man nap.
I will we'll go top to bottom with what we got coming up. Ron, you got anything big coming up, toy wise or video wise?
Yeah, man. Like I got the Once a Man coming. He should be here Friday, and then I have another video coming up. Make way for the bad guy. I got to be the bad guy again, and we'll do some little talking about possible toy tubers.
All right.
I hate to say that, but yeah. Make way for the bad guy.
Look forward to seeing what that's about. So
drama.
Now, got to fan the flames and stick the fire. So, Crow, what you got going on?
Well, I mean, apparently I'm going to have a Nagahide Night Creeper video showing up here shortly. Shockwave Ram video is going to be showing up. That Hiss Tank video is up. I just checked. And any day now, I'm going to try something a little different that we haven't done. And I have got I ordered it from Hasbro. It is the G.I. Joe Real American Hero role-playing game core rulebook. I'm going to give that a review and show you guys what this thing looks like, just out of curiosity. So that's cool. What'll be going on. That should be here by now.
I look forward to seeing that because I don't know anything about it, and you'd be a good person to explain that because you do or used to do tabletop games so big. So I will definitely be checking that out. And I can't wait to watch the Hiss video tomorrow because I ain't going to be able to watch it tonight.
I'm going to watch it tonight, bro.
So I got my ass, as soon as after we talk for a few after the stream, my ass got to go chew up an Ambien. So, I've got, I just put a video out tonight that is a thank you video for 300 subscribers, so thank you all for that.
Congrats, bro.
And I'm very happy and humbled to hit that. So that's out, and I got you guys go watch it because there's more hidden in the video than just saying thank you. Leave a comment. That's all I say. I got some stuff coming from Four Horsemen, and hopefully I will also have Naugahyde soon to do reviews on. I may or may not go to my property this weekend. It's going to depend on what the weather does. So I'm going to try. If I go, I'll try to do a video down there, which means the other stuff won't get done. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know what's going to happen, but anyway, go check those out. Go check out Toyenhancer, Crusty Old Crow. And we got a lot of folks in the chat that also have some good channels. Go and check those out as well. Most of them, I think, are listed somewhere in some of our links. So I want to thank everybody for sticking around and watching and tuning in. If you're on the replay, hit that like and leave a comment. And we will see you guys next time on 3. 1, 2, 3. The
backyard battlefield. Thanks, guys.